45, cuts outside to the 50, he's got a block. Backfield, and Queer's going to keep it. Touchdown! Breaks free to the 25, cuts inside to the 20, to the 15, he's going to score. First down to reverse, breaks a tackle and in. Corner route to the end zone, up for grabs, caught! Touchdown! For the first time this season, we are at Spartan Stadium with the new turf, ready just today for the biggest rivalry in Ascension Parish, Santa Ma versus East Ascension. I'm Jeff Porsche, and I'll be joined by Coach Patrick Email tonight, and we will have all of the action, but we'll take a break first. We'll be right back. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
New inventory arriving weekly at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales. We've got truckloads of inventory en route. Even if you don't see it on the lot, it's on the way during the end of summer sale at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales, like the new 2021 Sierra 1500 on the way at rossdowninghammond.com, rossdowninggonzales.com.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Piku Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Piku proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Piku Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
If you believe in me, I'll be the first one in our family to graduate college.
I'll be the one to change our history of diabetes.
I'll live a healthy life.
If you believe in me, I'll know my worth is more than face value.
I'll be stronger than a weak heart. I'll know 68 pounds carries weight in this world.
If you believe in me,
I'll believe in myself.
Belief in our children can change their future. Our Lady of the Lake Children's Health.
The Title Law Firm has been fighting for our clients to get their best recovery for over 20 years. And now that tradition will continue to the next generation.
Hi, I'm Rick Tata, the newest member of the Title Law Firm.
We understand that it can be frustrating dealing with your claim.
So we're here to help you get what you deserve. If you're seriously injured in an accident, call the Title Law Firm today.
We're not just a face on an ad.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call Tata.
Welcome back to the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week at Spartan Stadium off of Burnside. We're back for the first time this season and the first time on turf at this new stadium. The old stadium, really. Santa Ma versus East Ascension, the game everybody waits for every year in Ascension Parish. And it's a game that within the game, you have all of the weekly pomp and circumstance that goes on that we're going to talk about at halftime, and we'll have shots of all the things that have happened this season so far. But we are about 25 minutes or so away from the opening kickoff. I'll be joined by Patrick Email momentarily, as we are going to have some of the players who will be honored and some of the other guys out there. But when we talk about this rivalry, you have Darnell Lee in his 6th year, and then Coach O, David Oliver, in his 14th year at Santa Ma, both of them with winning records. And they have been rivals here for about half a decade, I guess you would say. And when you look at it, this is game number 42. If Santa Ma wins that game tonight, we'll be tied at 21 in the all-time series. And when you talk about a rivalry, that's one of the things that makes a rivalry, the even competitiveness. So it's 21-20, and the game last year that gave East Ascension the advantage was the first Saturday night game ever in the series, and it was a fun one, and took it to overtime. And it's been consecutive since 1979, except for 2005 when it was canceled because of Hurricane Katrina. And look at the all-time points scored, 982 to 891. That's fairly close. 4 overtime games, including the double overtime game last year. That was just a super exciting game, and the first game that I have ever covered in this series, and it was one to remember. And the longest streak East Ascension had, early 6-game run in the series, and Santa Ma in the late 90s had their 4-game run. The largest margin of victory, 54-6, and EA 35-6. So all time at Spartan Stadium, 12-8 East Ascension. At the pit, Santa Ma 12-9. And you see the games last week. Santa Ma had the win against Dutchtown, 21-14. That was a hard-fought win that came down to the final moments, and Santa Ma was able to run out the clock. East Ascension, they had an easy time with the victory over McKinley, as everybody does. So we are going to be honoring the senior football players in just a second. You see Darnell Lee in midfield, and here we go. So we'll take it away to the public address announcers.
To Spartan Stadium. We thank you for your patience, as this is our first home game on this gorgeous turf and our first home game of the season. Thank you again for your patience in the long lines. We know that tonight's going to be a great game. We'd like to thank all of those who were influential in ensuring our Spartans were able to play tonight, especially those from Spit Turf, and I know they're here somewhere. Tonight, we are honored to announce our seniors, as well as the teachers that our senior football players chose for the shirt off their backs. Our first football player, number 4, Brayden Robinson, is escorted tonight by Latanya Robinson, Miss Chauncey Robinson, and the teacher he chose for the shirt off his back is Miss Samantha Lee. Number 7, Kendrick Broussard tonight is escorted by Miss Jacinta Broussard and Kendrick Broussard Sr. And tonight, the teacher who chose for his shirt off his back is Miss Angela Stanger.
Brandon! Tap that ball on the shoulder for me. All right, Brandon.
Number 8, Troy Dunn. Tonight is escorted by Miss Lakeisha Baptiste, Jonas Baptiste, and the teacher that he chose for his shirt off the back is Miss Beth Dugas. Our next senior football player, number 10, Jaquel Mack. Tonight he is escorted by Miss Angela Mack, Mr. Jovis Morris, and the person that he chose for his shirt off his back is Miss Kaylee Vargas. He is escorted tonight by Ashley Moses, Mr. Keith Thomas, and he chose Coach Tyler Turner for his shirt offering. Our next senior football player, Mr. Alan Scott. Tonight he is escorted by Miss Patrice Johnson, Mr. Stanley Johnson, and he chose Miss Nicole Root as his teacher for the shirt off his back. Number 48, Mr. Jalen Muse. Tonight he is escorted by Miss Shawanda Butler, John Twelve Muse, and he chose Coach Demetrius Boone for his shirt off his back. Our next senior football player, number 59, Mr. Ben Dugas. Tonight he is escorted by Miss Beth Dugas, Mr. Barry Dugas, and he chose Miss J.T. Gravois as his teacher for his shirt off his back. Number 64 is Sandy Burke. Sandy is escorted tonight by Miss Angie Burke and Mr. Rockenberg. And tonight he is honoring Miss Stevie Barrow. Number 69 is our next football player, Tyron Gordon. He is escorted tonight by Mr. Donald Hughes, Robert Banks, and he is honoring Mr. Chris Goodall. Number 73 is our next senior football player, Mr. Nico Williams. He is escorted tonight by Miss Anita Williams, Mr. Howard Williams, and he is honoring Miss Elizabeth Merrill. Number 74 is our next senior football player, Jaden Jackson. Tonight he is escorted by Miss Teresa Jackson, Mr. Leon Jackson, and he is honoring Mr. Eric Sanders. Ladies and gentlemen, our next senior football player is Mr. Javen Richardson. He is escorted tonight by Mr. Cody, Mr. Lester Richardson, and he is honoring Coach Michael Murphy. Our next senior football player, number 79. He's being escorted tonight by Miss Felicia Ennis, Mr. Rick Ennis, and the teacher he chose is Miss Taylor Ennis. Number 83 is our next senior football player, Chris Williams. Tonight he is escorted by Miss Peter Williams, and he is escorted and honoring Miss Angela Lee. Number 84 is our next senior football player, Thomas Lee. Thomas Lee is escorted tonight by Miss Lane Lee and Mr. Thomas Lee, and he is recognizing and honoring Coach Darnell Lee. Our next senior football player, number 86, Evan Kern. Tonight he is escorted by Miss Deborah Kern, Mr. Mike Kern, and he is honoring Miss Jamie Andrews. Our next football player, number 90, Dewan Carter. Tonight he is escorted by Miss Regina Carter, and he is honoring Coach Robbie Martin. Number 91, senior Alex Lambert. Tonight he is escorted by Becky Lambert and Matt Lambert, and he is honoring Miss Tracy Swacker. And our last senior football player of the night, number 93, Mr. David Jones. He is escorted senior athletic trainer. Tonight she is escorted by Eileen Serena in male athletics, and she also is honoring trainer Renee Thompson. And our last senior athletic trainer, Mason Medine. He is escorted tonight by Ms. Mindy Boudreau, and he is honoring, with a shirt off his back, to Miss Katie Guthrie. Congratulations to our senior athletic trainer. And lastly tonight, before our halftime production where we will continue to honor our seniors, we would like to now announce our senior cheerleaders. Our first senior cheerleader for the night is Miss Alon Barbie. She is escorted by Belinda Barbie and Raymond Barbie. Our next senior cheerleader, Miss Allie Johnson. Allie is escorted tonight by Katie LeBlanc and Randall Johnson. Sanaya Johnson is our next senior cheerleader, and she is escorted by Miss Jessica Williams. Our next senior cheerleader is Miss Claire Morgan. She is escorted tonight by Erica Pinter and Josh Morgan. Is our next senior cheerleader tonight. She is escorted by Emily and Joy. And our last senior cheerleader to announce for tonight is Miss Taylor Wynn. Taylor is escorted tonight by Miss Christina and Joy. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause for our senior football players, athletic trainers, and cheerleaders. We will continue our senior night festivities at halftime.
And recognizing the senior players and the athletic training staff and the cheerleaders, those ceremonies are over. I'm joined now by Pat Hemel, the color partner for tonight. This is our first game together. Welcome to the rivalry.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here. Looking forward to it. I'm used to a rivalry, but it's Army-Navy, not East Ascension Santa, so I'm excited to be here, Jeff.
Yeah, he's a West Point grad, so he's got to bring that in. And when you talk about that, that's one of the things about that rivalry is I brought up earlier before you had come in that one of the things that makes up a rivalry is the competitiveness. And I know Army has made a run lately, but until that run, it was pretty much dead even in that rivalry, and that's what makes this a rivalry, 21-20. And, I mean, it's going to be a rivalry anyway, but when it's 21-20 like that, it makes it even better.
You know, before actually Navy went on their run of about 12 straight wins, it was 41-40. So very similar to this one. It has been playing obviously a little bit longer. So 21-20. That's what makes it a rivalry. If it was 40-1, it wouldn't be a rivalry.
Exactly. It might still be a rivalry to one side, maybe not the other, because you don't. If you beat somebody all the time, they're not a rival. But we're going to have the East Ascension band coming in here in a minute, and the football team's going to come out onto the field. And Coach, this is a big game for both teams, and I know that they say it doesn't matter as much, but it still matters, and that's a district title. And East Ascension wins tonight. They're going to get a share of that title. Catholic's already got their share. Woodlawn's going to get a share when they beat McKinley tonight. It just matters whether or not it's a three-way tie. And I know everybody's saying, well, that doesn't matter. We only care about the power rankings, getting a home playoff game. Does winning a district title matter?
I think winning all games matter. And if it leads to a district title, then so much the better. I don't think the loser of this game is going to hang their head because they didn't win win the game or a share perhaps of the district title. They want to win because they're playing EA and Santa Monica. It just happens that EA has a chance tonight, and it's probably been a while since they've had a chance to do that.
Yeah, and there goes Santa Monica. They're going to come onto the field first, and you see them in the orange. That's the tradition here in the rivalry. You got one side's hunting the Gators and the other side's got to come at us kind of attitude. And so that's what that's all about, Coach.
Well, you're hunting or you're the hunted. What side you want to be on, because they certainly can see you in that orange, so they don't have to look far to find them.
Yep, and they're not afraid. That's what that whole thing's all about. And but we were talking about the district title matters for East Ascension, but even more important, they are, I believe, 14 in the power rankings, which means that they are right now in a position to host a home playoff game. They win tonight, they're going to get a home playoff game for sure. But Santa Ma's at 10, so they're playing for a home playoff game too. There's a chance that both these teams, win or lose, could get a home playoff game. But seeding matters, and Santa Ma, if they get in the top 10, get a top 8 seed, that could matter a lot.
There's no doubt that you want that home playoff game, and they both have a chance, because neither one is going to lose very many points with a loss, because they get the wins from the other team to go along with this. Dutchtown lost last night, but they didn't move very much in the power points this morning. So I look for both of these teams to be playing home next week.
Yeah, that'll be interesting, because that'll give us some games to cover next week for our EATEL game of the week. So we'll have playoff football, and it's most likely going to be a home game. So we'll just figure out who and what and when a little bit later. As far as the playoffs go in 5A, of course, Catholic's going to be the top seed in the select playoffs. But then you got in the non-select side, you have Woodlawn, East Ascension, and Santa Ma all within 3 or 4 points of each other. So they're all potentially hosting home playoff games. Dutchtown's probably going to have to be on the road. And we'll take a break and talk about that maybe a little bit later, as Charles Lee will lead the East Ascension Band for the national anthem, and we'll have all that ceremony coming up just in one moment.
Followed by the playing of our national anthem. Please rise and sound.
Dear Heavenly Father, we ask for your blessing on the game we are about to play. Give each athlete the courage to play this game in a manner which by their words and their actions are pleasing to you. Let us enter into this competition in a spirit of sportsmanship and with a respect for the members of each school. We ask you, Lord, to bless each one of us, especially the coaches, the officials, the students, the fans, the parents, and players. Keep us under the protection of your Son, Jesus Christ, and help us be aware of his presence with us in this game. In your name we pray, amen. Amen.
Of the national anthem from the East Ascension Band, and we're about to get to the captains and the coin toss, and you can see on the far side of the field Santa Ma's captains are already ready. You saw them in the close-up. So those captains are going to be Cole Poirier. You see him right there. Cole Poirier, Tanner Oliver, Also, you're going to have Stephen Landry, number 6, and then number 32, Jax Melanson. And still kind of obscured right now. Most of the time on a senior night at home, you're gonna have your regular captains, and you're gonna have the seniors at your back going out there with them as well, most likely, right?
Seniors probably. I don't know if they let them go out to the hash mark nowadays. How far they let them go. I'm really surprised Sanamar doesn't have their entire senior class doing the same thing.
So you see them all there right now. Looks like Jaquel Mack's going to be one of the captains, Troy Dunn. And then you see the other guys as well. Number 4, it's Braden Washington. Number 75, you heard a lot of these names being called earlier, Javen Richardson. So they'll be going out to midfield, some combination of that crew in just a moment. And Coach, what do you think about this turf? They got it ready just in time, like literally like this afternoon after lunch. They declared the field ready. And what do you think about it?
You know, well, obviously we've seen Dutchtown's turf quite a bit. And last week we were able to be there for the opening of the Sanamar turf, and this is as nice as the other two for certain. That blue and yellow really pops.
Yes, it does. And I like just the way it's all set up with that EA in midfield, the classic look. Not the only one that doesn't have a mascot at midfield. And one difference between Dutchtown and the other stadiums, the end zones are different. East Ascension on the left side, on the Burnside side, and then on the other side you got the mascot Spartans, or the same thing at Sanamar. But Dutchtown, you just have Dutchtown in the end zone. So each field, even though it's made by the same people and it's got the same style, they all have their little unique aspects, and that's really nice.
That's a nice catch. I hadn't caught that, but I know Jeff Pyron. It feels good that this game's being played here tonight. That's for certain.
Mm-hmm. Coach Swack was trying to push him for a guarantee, and he would not do it. He was like, I think it should be played out here, but he was never giving us a guarantee. But I tell you what, they pulled it off. And Jeff Pyron's not here tonight because he's taking his son Pearson on a college visit tonight. So they may be watching on the video here tonight. If you are, that's a hell of a job you've done, and we've been glad to have you all season helping us out with the games.
Shout out to Jeff, and whenever you take a project on and you're involved in all 3 schools on this side of the river, and then you got the one on the other side of the river, and obviously your kids go to school in the parish, so there's a perception of favoritism when it comes to you're trying to get things done. And I played the other side of the coin. I live right there by Dutchtown. And I said, man, if you'd have finished the EA, I wouldn't have this traffic on Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night at my house.
Yep. And so it looks like East Ascension's going to kick. But that's he did a good job. And I think that I think the reasoning behind finishing Dutchtown first is valid because it's the easiest one to finish, and that way, if there was a delay, then they had a field they could all play on, and that's exactly what happened, and it was a good thing they did it that way.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you go to Sanamar, you can understand why that took so long. When you had to raise the field 3 feet in order to get the drainage taken care of, you can't do it overnight.
Yeah, and so we are going to kick from midfield as the penalty is going, or actually maybe further as the penalty is going to be assessed.
I didn't catch the penalty.
It's the uniform violation, not wearing their official uniforms.
Obviously, that's something that happens often because, of course, I guess it only happens when you play at EA.
Well,
because you can wear what you want at home, I'm assuming.
Well, that's what they do over here, and it's a very colorful night. And you talk about colors that pop, and you got the orange and the black, the Halloween 1 week later, and then you got the traditional blue and yellow. And that's going to be a touchback. And so we're going to start off Sanamar ball at the 20-yard line, led by Cole Poirier. Let's take a look at their offense real fast. Poirier is going to be the running back. Then you got Taz Paul in the backfield, and we expect to see Taz Paul and Joshua Maurice And then you have Forbes, Luke, Taylor, Oliver at receivers and tight end. Then on the offensive line, Caden Powell, Layden Smart, Colin Weber, Trinity Williams, and Mason Vaughn. We'll look at the East Ascension defense after this play, but it'll be 1st and 10 for Santamon as Cole Poirier, his final regular season game as a senior. He's been a good one for 3 years, and he's going to be running out that shotgun with the 3 receivers left, 1 on the right. And he's looking right all the way, caught. And that's Luke, gain of about 8. So to bring up 2nd down as we take a look at the defensive starters for East Ascension. And you got Lambert, Joseph, and Lee on the line. And then you got Carter, Burfict, Jones, and Hayes at linebackers. And in corners, Bolden and Thompson. And then Thomas and Broussard at safety. We were told Riante Jones may play tonight, but he's not going to start. 2nd and 3, handoff. Broken tackle. Taz Paul gets the 1st down. So that's a nice 1st down run, setting up very early there, Coach.
But the trip split with that first drive, first play, and a lot of times a lot of teams play man-to-man. That's a quick trap right there on 2nd down to get them a 1st down. Nice start for the Gators. For the Gators.
Yep, and we're just underway. No score. Santamon versus East Ascension. The grand reopening of Spartan Stadium. Week 10 of the regular season. 1st down, looking for a hole, and there's nothing there. That middle just clogged up real fast. Pass ball. It looks like that's big 99, the fridge, making the tackle. And so Aiden Joseph with plugging up that hole right up the middle. Got nothing.
It's definitely hard to move the big body.
Yep. They have, looks like 4 down linemen right now. They traditionally run the 3-4. So they go with 4 down linemen this time with a rusher and 2 linebackers. And quick pass. And a short gain. It's going to be 3rd and about 7.
Just quick, got some positive yards. 3rd and 7. Santamon throws the ball pretty well.
Yep.
So they probably feel comfortable throwing a 10-yard curl route right here to try to pick up a 1st down, keep the drive moving.
Their receiver, Luke, that's the guy you got to look out for. He's got 43 catches on the season.
He had a good game last week.
Yes, he did. He broke 1 long catch that you saw in our opening segment of Santamon highlights. But it's 3rd and 7. Shotgun. And he's pressured. Now he rolls out. He's going to keep it. Trip and not going to get it. Short gain of about 1. And then Thomas Lee comes up with the tackle, number 84.
They run a twist stunt up front. You see that when LSU runs it. The ends go in the A-gap. And they came free. Santamon didn't pick it up for you. It was flush. Normally a pretty good runner, but they were able to tackle him short of the 1st down.
So it's 4th down, and East Ascension is going to get the football. They stop them. They give up a 1st down, but they are going to force Santamon to punt. And that's Poirier, and he's a good one, and he angles it to the sideline where it's taken. And good pursuit there by the Santamon defense, Coach.
Outstanding job. When Poirier, I learned he was punting last week. It's very difficult to play quarterback and not kind of kick into the net like your traditional special teams guy does, to go out there and pin that ball up against the sideline right there and allow what maybe a 2-yard return for the Spartans.
And so we will get to the offensive starters for East Ascension after this play, 1st down. With Troy Dunn at quarterback, out of the shotgun. And they have 3 receivers to the right. Samuel in the backfield. 1st down. Walter Samuel, the difference maker. He gets about 5 on 1st down. And he's the back, and Troy Dunn is the quarterback. And let's look at the rest of it. You also have Corey Mitchell, Hobby, and Jupiter. Also Starks at wide receiver. Then Javon Richardson, Kelvin Gray, Dorian Ennis, Tyron Jordan and LeJaden Jackson on the offensive line. Second, we're going to call it 6. We'll call it 4 on the play. 8:36 left to go in the first quarter, no score. And there's Samuel again, and he's strung out. And that's a nice defensive play there. That's Jax Melanson, number 32, making a nice tackle.
You know, they ran trips tight last time, and I'll let you run through that, Jeff. I'll let you run through the lineup.
All right, Carpenter, Davis, and Anderson, then Landry, Amadei, Melanson, Alamo, and then Dunn and Scott, Landry, and Zeller at safety. So it's a third down, 3rd and 6 after no gain. And a little swing, incomplete to Samuel, and that's Melanson on the coverage. And go back to what you were talking about with Melanson there. He had good coverage on Samuel right there, read the swing really well, and made an open field tackle on that last play.
Yeah, good job by the linebacker. When it's 3rd and about 6 or so that they ran doubles, and Samuel ran a little flare route right there. The linebacker had him man-to-man. And just a little bit more air on that football by Dunn. That may have been a big gainer, but good play on the defensive side.
So now DeAndre Taylor, he's the usual guy back there. 2 guys back. Taylor's usually the returner who handles it. This is Kern, the punt. Another senior. Low snap, gets it away. And it's actually going to go to Taylor at the 35. He's going to try the right side, and he's going to get to midfield. Nice return, Sandoval. And you were asking me earlier off the air about special teams and who's got the better special teams. I think Sandoval's had an early advantage tonight, Coach.
So far, you know, before he punted that football, I was looking to see the wind direction, and they got a big flag at the bank across the street over there, and it looked like the wind was at EA's back. But that's a good job on a windy night like tonight, catching that football. Yeah,
and Sandoval had a nice punt and a good pursuit for no return, and then they have the nice return about 19 yards. And so Sandoval has great field position early on, no score. 7:41 left to go in the first. And there's a snap. The Paul cuts outside, has room. Let's see what he spotted. I think he's got a first down. Absolutely.
Sandoval runs counter tray, pulling the backside guard and tackle. That ball normally tries to go inside, and the defensive end does a great job for East Ascension, forcing that ball to bounce, and able to pick up 6 yards, 7 yards. They call him out of bounds early.
Okay. And that block, that pull from their left tackle, 56, Caden Powell, and he took a guy about 7 yards downfield. So that's the left tackle pulling all the way on the right side on that play. Second down. And 3. Poirier. And that's caught. I don't know that he was ready for that. I think that just kind of wound up on his right shoulder and kind of jammed it in there, and that's a first down for Paul.
That is a huge play by Sandoval. I agree. I think he
saw it. He saw
it, but Poirier sticking him there between 2 defenders, and a big, huge gain. Momentum on Sandoval's side right now.
I tell you what, I thought that he had just kind of reached out for it and didn't really see it, but he did make a good adjustment and saw it on his back arm and made the catch. 1st and 10. And Poirier is going to keep it. He's got good yards.
That's a quarterback trap right there. They pull backside guard, taking advantage of Poirier's athleticism.
And so they're moving. They're in the red zone.
You know, Sandoval's running behind that right side over there, Jeff.
Yep. That's who you got there? Williams at right guard and Mason Vaughn at right tackle. And also Oliver's set up there on that side, as Coach Swack would say, the sniffer back.
Well, they got 2 sniffers now.
Hand off to Paul, cuts outside, and he's going to be wrapped up for a big loss.
Nice play.
Look at that. And that's number 7. Big tackle by Kendrick Broussard, the strong safety for EA.
You know, Broussard does a good job, Jeff. The defensive end piles it up, forces the ball to bounce. If Broussard doesn't make that tackle, he may score.
Yeah. And he kind of just snuck in there. He was in the secondary, and then he just snuck past everybody and came through untouched and made the tackle. And now they're going to load up that right side. working from that left hash. I think it's the first time we see him working that left hash tonight. 3 right, 2 left, empty backfield. Poirier, he's looking to his left. Now he's rolling to his right. He's open, and it's incomplete. That was Taz that they were trying to get to, Taz Paul. He had enough space probably to get the first down, but they were just off target.
Rushed it probably just a little bit. He probably, because he first looked to his left and then came back right, roll right, and probably was shocked that he was so wide open. And rushed it a little bit.
Yeah, I think you're right. And let's see, they looks like they're going to go for the points with Versajay.
Well, you got 2 kickers, one kicking, one holding, because Poirier attempted a field goal last week.
So this is Versajay. This is a 34-yarder and a whistle. Clock ran down to 0. Did not get it off. The kick was wide right. But they whistled it before.
They got the timeout.
And so they called a timeout. And so what we're going to do is we're going to keep it here and talk about a little bit of the rivalry in the series and the coaches that have taken part in this. And little question there, Coach. Who's the winningest coach on the Santa Maria side?
The A team that's not here tonight, Mr. David Swacker.
That's right, 7-2. Doug Moreau is 7-6, but he has the larger winning percentage. And Coach O, he's trying to get back to 500 here. He's 5-8. Darnell Lee's got a winning record though. Look on the other side, and their most successful coach by a mile has been Van Lambert. Back in the 80s when they were a force.
In attendance tonight, I was walking up the stadium, sitting right here at the top row, right by the press box, Larry Dotrieve.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He probably would wish he would have that one game back in his career as East Ascension coach.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So now they're going with the stronger leg because Poirier is going to kick this one, Coach.
Yeah. Well, when they kicked it, Versajay was wide right.
A little short too.
Yeah. And he gets it away.
Wow.
And that's perfect. Look at that. He nailed that one.
That was the top of the Price LeBlanc sign.
Absolutely. That's a 34-yard field goal, so we'll take a break. And Santa Maria strikes first. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
Welcome back. We've missed you. We know it's been tough. Because rebuilding your business isn't for the faint of heart. Your business needs a jump start. And we're here to help. Introducing Surge, symmetrical speed fiber internet from EATEL Business. Revved up data speeds at 30% off, plus 3 months free. We're glad you're back, and we're here to make your business surge.
We're back, and it's kickoff time as Santa Maria with the 34-yard field goal from Cole Poirier, kind of the backup kicker to Versajay. They tried out Versajay to start, then the timeout was called, and then they came back with Poirier, made the field goal, flag down.
I don't think I've ever seen that, and every time you watch a game, sometimes you're curious to see something you've never seen before.
Yeah.
And that first attempt, the holder and the kicker, and then the second attempt, the kicker was the holder and the holder was the kicker. I've
seen them change kickers before where you have a long distance specialist sometimes, but that guy is never the holder. You know what I mean? So yeah, you're right. Okay, you hold, I'm kicking. No, you're gonna hold, I'm gonna kick, and that's kind of what we got out there. And
is that considered a trick play when before you call timeout, you know who's kicking it, and then you call timeout and you switch it?
Can you have two holders and two kickers out there, and they don't know who they're gonna snap it to? I don't know about that. Yeah, I know. I'm stretching a little bit. And there's a kick, and it's gonna be returned. So it's gonna be short to about the 5, and cuts outside, has some room, and that's Jupiter. Xavier Jupiter with the return, and he gives the Spartans good field position.
I think there was a big hit in the middle of the screen right here.
Yeah, I heard a ooze all the way from here.
I missed it. Couldn't see it on the replay.
Yeah, so did I. So every now and then we're going to throw out some trivia here that Lyle Boudreaux got for us. And, of course, the first one, we've already talked about it. What's the all-time series number? Wins and losses.
21-20.
21-20. So Santa trying to tie it up here tonight, and they got the lead. But on first down, good yardage right up the middle. And that's Ja'Cory Johnson that time. You're going to see him a lot, number 6. Coach Samuel is the playmaker, but he's been hurt a little bit. He's been kind of nicked up, so you're going to see a combo here tonight. That's like most of the teams got hurt running backs right now, I think. You had Sampson, who's struggled a little bit at Dutchtown as the line moves. I think that was 23, Hobby, who jumped and kind of in that tight end slot.
Interesting formation they had, Jeff. They had, normally you look at that and that looks like a pro formation with a flanker and a tight end on one side and a flanker on the other, but they would have to have 2 backs in the backfield. There was only one. They had 4 guys on the right side of the line of scrimmage, and they were running jet sweep to that guy to get an extra blocker and try to get the edge. Look to see if they come back to that later.
So it's 2nd and 11 after the penalty. We will see. It's still Johnson in the backfield. And they give it to Johnson, fake it on the reverse, but not much. They faked it to Mitchell, and then Johnson up the middle for a short gain. It's going to be 3rd down and long, and probably a passing situation for the Spartans.
You look at Santa Ma's defensive front, 220, 222, 242. Not small, but definitely not the size of East Ascension's offensive line, Jeff. So they're trying to test the middle to see if Santa Ma can stand up.
But, you know, they're a little smallish, perhaps, but I'll tell you what, Dylan Carpenter, 99, he's going to be all over the field. 3rd down, and the pass is complete on the rollout, but good job by the defenses. 4 guys down there, led by number 8, Trayshawn Dunn, made the tackle on the receiver. And so it's going to bring up 4th down, a catch made by Alan Starks. So a good 3 and out. They haven't got a first down yet.
2 in a row. Great job by Santa Ma. They rolled out. Dunn rolled out. Santa Ma was able to know where the first down sticks were at. And 25 did a great job of keeping contained and getting into Dunn's face.
And so it's punting time.
That was Lee Amade applying the pressure.
Yep, you hear that name a lot. The guys you're going to hear a lot are Amade, Melanson, and Carpenter. Although I haven't seen a lot of Carpenter here tonight. We'll have to check on that as you have the whistle.
Well, you got a pretty good defense when you hear the linebackers' names called quite a bit.
Yep.
You're probably struggling when you hear the safety's name called quite a bit.
Exactly. And another guy you want to mention on that defense because of the plays he made last week, Vernon Scott. He had that diving interception that killed a Dutchtown drive in the 3rd quarter. And he also tackled Baylor Langwall on the long pass reception and kept him out of the end zone. So he's a special player too, even though you talk about you don't want those corners and safeties to make the tackles. He can make some plays too. There's the punt. That's a line drive. Ooh. And that's going to take a great bounce inside the 10. Luke, that was too hot for Luke. He couldn't get that. Yeah. So he had to make a choice. He made the right choice, but it's just some bad luck there.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, he knows, and the coaches know every time the ball hits the ground, it's at least 1 first down that rolls 15 yards, and that one was more than that, but he definitely made a good decision because that ball was pretty hot, kind of like an onside kick on that first level. Sometimes they got to let it go to the 2nd level, and he made a good decision.
So one day, Kern's going to brag to his kids, I had a 55-yard punt in the rivalry. They're not going to tell him what it looked like, but it was a nice punt.
It doesn't matter. It's all about the end result.
Absolutely. 1st and 10.
Look for the hitch right here on the right side.
Gotcha.
Same formation they had to start the game.
Absolutely. That right hash, 3 receivers left, 1 right. Luke on that right side. And no, that's nothing right there. That's Thomas Lee Jr. again. He's had a nice game so far in his first quarter. Look at him just making a tackle right there, and helped out by number 1 and Artwan Foster.
I think Lee got, if I read social media right, he got some college offers this week.
That's
a big tall kid that you put 35 or 40 pounds on him, and he can be a destructive force. Pretty athletic at the defensive end.
Yeah, he's a good player. That's for sure. They have 2 good ends with Lee and Lambert. Second down. They got to avoid the safety right here and a handoff. And they get it back to the 5. That gives them a little bit of breathing room. That's a pass ball. So it's third and about 11 and a half. And we're approaching the final minute and a half of this first quarter. 3-0 Santa Monica.
Looked like there was a little confusion. Luke was standing out there, the single wide receiver.
So what do you do here, though, in this kind of situation when you pin back this deep in the end zone? You don't want to risk an interception, but you don't want to give East Ascension great field position either.
No, Poirier, he's a senior back there. You got to trust him to make good decisions, whether he has to throw it away. But if he throws it away in the pocket in the end zone,
could be grounding and a safety, and it's caught. No, it's dropped. They're acting like it was a catch and a fumble on the East Ascension side, but that was straight up incomplete.
Good. That same twist where they got pressure earlier in that first drive where they flushed Poirier from the pocket. They ran that same stunt right there, and Santa Monica picked it up, but wasn't able to complete the pass.
Ty Andre Hayes is the one who stripped it and caused the incompletion. Probably too good and too fast to prevent it from being a fumble. And now from the back of the end zone, about 9 yards deep, you got Poirier. He's so far back, he's not even in the shot.
He can get practically to his normal depth.
There
The ball's at the 5.
A couple of people happy about that punt. And there's the snap. And he's angling those out of bounds. I think that's going to that one might get to about the 30-yard line. Even further. Look at him. He's going to the 24.
Yeah, he shanked it. It went off the side of his foot. He probably was trying to get it to the right side. A little bit too much right there.
So now nearly into the red zone already. Actually, got about a 20-yard punt. And so Coach, another trivia question. How many of these games between Santa Monica and East Ascension have been played on turf?
Well, I haven't looked at the sheet. I know this is the first one they played at turf at this field.
Yep. Nope, it's the one. This is the first one ever. And a nice broken tackle there by Jupiter. Gets about 3 extra yards. So it's going to be second about 7. So let's look at this on the replay.
Missed tackle right there for no gain.
Yep.
And talking to Coach Thomasy prior to and I'm surprised East Ascension's going to run a play with 12 seconds, or they're going to let it run. They're going to let it run down. Looks like he was the big key to success. I think he thought on his defense was whether or not they could tackle in space, and they missed one right there in space.
And that cost them about 3 yards. And so it's going to be second and 7 when we come back to start the second quarter. Santa Monica leads 3-0. And we'll be back with more action after this. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank Ascension Equipment, Donaldsonville Glass and Body, Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital, Piku Builder Supplies, Ross Downing Chevrolet, Wash and Roll Express Car Wash, Austin Fire Systems, SKR Construction, Walk-Ons for their support of the EA Sports Medicine Program.
And we're back, second quarter. East Ascension trailing Santa Monica, but driving, nearing the red zone, and it's been a great night. It's a little cool, but they're lining the walls here. They're up against the fence like that always is. Some people are listening at home, We got to give a couple of shout-outs, Superman. Hey, Elizabeth.
Yeah, and the emails are listening at home too. So,
well, Coach helped Elizabeth get through a flat tire the other night too. So she's listening for you, probably, right?
She's listening. You know, I teach Coach Kling's daughter all the time that he comes for D-Town Voice and not to watch her at halftime. And he tells me no. She tells me no.
Of course not. All right, second down, and Dunn's getting a call from the sideline. 15 on the play clock. He's got time. So he's giving the play to the lineman. That's Samuel in the backfield. And he's looking left, now rolls right. And they got to go into the end zone. And
did he catch that?
Caught out of bounds, or was it inbounds? Looked like he pulled it down. I think it's incomplete.
Where's the official? I don't even see official way over there.
That was Starks. Starks made a great catch for a touchdown on a fade. I don't know where the official was either. He made a great catch on a fade for a touchdown against Woodlawn.
He was in a little slot position right there because they had a tight end and it looked like a pro twin. And he kind of did a little 3-yard hitch. And then when Burns started to roll to the right, he took off up the field, scramble drill. If you're short, you go deep. If you're deep, you come short. Almost a great play.
Third down, looking left again, then a fade. And that's Jupiter. Incomplete. A little underthrown. It's going to bring up fourth down.
East Ascension's not happy, but I think that's a good no call, Jeff.
Oh, no doubt about it, I think. Let's look at a replay. Let's see what kind of contact we got. Oh, no, there was barely any contact at all. And it was after the ball got there.
Yeah, that's a great defensive play.
And so we're going to see a chance at a 3-3 ball game. As
you talk about a big play, a punt that went out of bounds, Jeff, at the 24-yard line, and they gained 2 yards, and now this is no chip shot into the wind, 37 yards.
Yeah, we've seen a 34-yarder. They're kicking from that right hash. Let's see how that affects everything.
Senior.
And that's good. 2 long field goals in the 30s. All right, we're tied. Let's take a break. 3-3 our score. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank Ascension Equipment, Donaldsonville Glass and Body, Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital, Piku Builder Supplies, Ross Downing Chevrolet, Wash and Roll Express Car Wash, Austin Fire Systems, SKR Construction, Walk-Ons, for their support of the EA Sports Medicine Program.
3-3, we're tied as the long field goal from Kern ties this game, and we are just starting our second quarter. It's been a fast-moving game, but it's been competitive, it's been fun, and like you said, Coach, as we wait for this kickoff, that special teams made a difference there as they only got 3 yards and got a field goal out of it. As the kick is going to be returned up the middle. That's Luke. Oh, he's hit hard, and then he's wrapped up as the rest of the Spartans kind of finished the job. So it's 1st and 10, and so you were right about the special teams again. I'm going to throw another trivia question at you. What year was the first EA Santa Maria game?
1979. Blake Kling was a freshman, I think.
Oh, there you go.
His first start was in this rivalry. I was going to throw a trivia at you, Jeff.
Go ahead.
It's 3-3. What's the point differential? What's the point scored for both teams in this rivalry?
It's in the 900s, the high 900s to the high 800s, I believe.
With East Ascension ahead?
Yeah. First down, quick pass, and it's complete on a slant. And there's Luke. He cuts outside. Now he comes back up the middle. First down at the 45. And that's a play we saw last week against Dutchtown that made a big difference and kind of flipped the field for him against the Griffins.
Just enough right there, Jeff. Luke does a great job to pause as Poirier is faking that handoff, make it look like he's blocking, and the safety right there let him go by, and he found the hole in the middle. Nice play.
That's their best, our most consistently successful play, I guess you would say, on first down. There's a nice job as, let's see, that's Maurice, I believe.
Number 2?
No, that's Paul. Okay, yeah, that is Paul, number 2. And he punished the safety, Kendrick Broussard, right there. That lowered his shoulder and took him down and got a few extra yards. That's a gain of 6.
Yeah, nice quick hitter up the middle right there. 2 let him know that 7 got his backside would be dirt if it wasn't turf.
Yep. Second down, and that time, now they got Paul. And that's Lambert. Alex Lambert, senior defensive end. Like I said, they got 2 good bookends with Lambert and Lee.
Yeah. I'm looking, they ran kind of the same play going the other way, try to be a quick hitter, and the guard pulled around. Looked like he either missed Lambert or had intentions of going around him. Sometimes you log them instead of try to kick him out right there.
Well, they actually, I believe, going to say he lost a yard on that. It's going to be 3rd and 6. 3-3. Poirier left. And it's a little behind his receiver, but he almost pulled it in. And that was Buquois, number 15. Ball thrown a little bit behind him, but he made the adjustment, almost pulled it in on the rebound.
2 runs a wheel route out of the backfield, Coach, and he's open for a first down. Poirier puts it right where the only place it could be. He just didn't come down with it. Nice job between 2 defenders right there, breaking up the play.
And they're going to play the field position game right here. Try to pin East Ascension back with Poirier. And it's taken at the 14 and return, and he's got room. He cuts through the first side. He's got the corner, and the edge is closed quickly as a big saving tackle there by number 43, Mackay Paul. But a nice return there by Kendrick Broussard. He's the one that Taz Paul got lowered it, got the shoulder lowered into, and then he came back and made a big play for himself right there.
You know, he does a good job right there, catching it with several guys bearing down on him. And the temptation by the coverage team is to make a big hit.
Yeah.
And instead of breaking down, they're able to miss the tackle, and Seven does a good job. 30-yard return.
So we talked about this again. We talked about this before the game. Special teams can make a difference. Right now, East Ascension is winning the special teams game. And Samuel not winning that game right there. And you see Melanson and also number 44, Peyton Anderson, a defensive lineman. And it looks like Samuel's down. So we'll take a break while Samuel's down, and we'll be back in a moment. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank Ascension Equipment, Donaldsonville Glass and Body, Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital, Piku Builder Supplies, Ross Downing Chevrolet, Wash and Roll Express Car Wash, Austin Fire Systems, SKR Construction, Walk-Ons for their support of the EA Sports Medicine Program.
So Samuel's still down. We'll keep it here for a minute and see if he can get back up. They look like they were looking at his knee, and it looks like they might be trying to stretch some stuff out and get him up. Let's look at the 5A standings while we wait. As Samuel gets back up, but he looks like he's struggling. As I said, East Ascension can get a share of the title. Catholic's already got the share. Woodlawn's going to get the share. So Dutchtown 1-4. Santa Ma is going to be in that middle spot right there, in that 4 spot, no matter what, pretty much.
Yeah, no doubt. As you're talking and I'm listening, but I'm watching Samuel and I'm thinking back to what we said, who's the key to the game? And said Poirier on Santa Ma's team, and you told me Samuel on East Ascension.
Yep.
And Dwayne Thomas, he told me the exact same thing, and it's rough to watch that young man get helped off the field.
And you hope he can get back to the playoffs if he does have a injury. the rivalry is really important, but you want to make sure you win that first playoff game too. And they're a different team when he's not playing. That's going to be no gain on that play, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10.
They do a good job deep, and then they run counter Trey again, pull the backside guard tackle, and Santa Maria linebacker is able to make the play after the end, make the tackle after the defensive end makes the play. 3rd down.
And you're going to have 3 to the right off that left hash. But Dunn's looking left, and now he gets through, and he's got a hole. Will he get there? No, as I think he tried to run through the safety, and safety did a good job right there, held his ground. And that's going to bring up 4th down, and that was Vernon Scott.
They run a double loop stunt right there where both of their backers go out, and he just slips past the defensive line, and the cornerback actually came off of his wide receiver. Number 4 made the tackle.
And we got a whistle. It looked like they were going to go for it, but it looked like the wrong personnel were on the field, and one of the receivers who needed to get out wasn't getting out. And so that kind of took away the element of surprise, and Santa Maria was able to make substitutions, and then they went ahead and called the timeout. So we'll see what happens.
What you call big number 99?
The fridge.
The fridge. You know, he was running on the field, and I'm thinking 4th and 2, and my mind went to punt team, and I'm thinking, why did he go? Why is he running in a punt coverage?
That's a weird up back right there.
And then you made me realize that they were actually going to go for it, and they kind of caught Santa Maria adjusting personnel and not doing so correctly.
And so this is our final regular season game of the week. Next week we're going to have a game. And likely Santa Maria or East Ascension, maybe both, who knows. But that's what we did last year. We had the Dutchtown doubleheader with East Ascension. I did one, you did one. So we'll see if maybe Santa Maria and East Ascension will get home games next week.
Well, East Ascension changed their mind, but at least they got a timeout out of Santa Maria only with 1 left. They've already used 2.
And there's the punt from Kern, and it is taken. And they're going to return it to about the 25, so decent return. That was Luke on the return, and he'll come back. He'll probably stay on the field and set up on that island like he's been doing all night.
That's a 10-yard return. That's the 1st down for him. Considering, Luke took that kickoff and got popped pretty good.
Yep.
And it's easier to return kickoffs than it is punts. So he did a great job of catching that football and getting positive yardage.
Okay. So, Coach, what's the exact distance between the pit and Spartan Stadium?
The distance between, say that again?
The pit and Spartan Stadium. We'll talk about it after this play. First down, big hole, and it looked like it was going to go for even more than that, but that was easy 6-7 yards before Paul Williams got touched.
Great job by the right tackle of Santa Maria, sealing Lee, the defensive end right there, and getting him to the outside. Picked up 8 yards.
So what's the distance? What do you think?
I didn't cheat on this one. I'm going to say the way the crow flies, 4 miles.
4.97. At least you're in the 4.
I'm glad you didn't round that to 5.
Yep. 2nd and 4. Santa Maria, tie game. And a play action. And caught. Oh, and that nearly went the distance as the receiver, DeAndre Taylor, makes the catch and breaks past the secondary. And that was just a split second away from being 6.
That's a great job. When you're running too deep, you got 3 holes in the field. You got the outside edges near the sidelines, and then you got that middle of the field, and that's a good job by 38 getting into the middle of the field.
And a good job by Keith Thomas, the free safety for East Ascension, as he made possibly a touchdown-saving tackle right there. Halfway through this second quarter, 3-3 is the score. Shotgun, 1st and 10. Play fake again. Taylor again breaks a tackle and is swung down, but he gets a first. And now Santa Maria's moving before tackle made by Artwan Foster, number 1. Good job getting past that guy.
The safety slipped, and not playing, well, they played on Dutchtown turf, and this turf may be a little bit different. I'm just wondering, sometimes on turf you slip a little bit.
Yeah. Well, this is the first game that's being played here, so it hasn't been worn in yet. Dutchtown's field, they've probably already done like 20, 30 games out there. First down, another play fake, and now he throws it in the end zone. Hit as it goes out of bounds, and that's a big hit right there by number 36 for East Ascension, and that kind of disrupted that play right there. Sidney Joseph, he punished him on that.
Sophomore, youngster, playing and getting his first action in a big rivalry.
Yeah, and he made a big tackle right there as Poirier was looking for Forbes. Forbes made some good plays last week in the Dutchtown game. He hasn't been targeted except for that pass right there, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 10. And another play fake, and that's wide of Luke. He had some yardage to get there, but just too far wide that time.
You know, that ball's on the left hash, and he's trying to hit that guy at the numbers over here, Luke. And that's tough. He had to step up. The guard did a good job of picking up the guy. The backside pulling guard. You see that a lot in the NFL when they pull a backside lineman to kind of help out on the front side.
Something that I find kind of interesting, they've run play action 4 plays in a row. I'm not sure that they're looking for a run right here.
Not on 3rd and 10.
No. And they just go with straight shotgun snap, and we have a whistle. There have been a lot of penalties here tonight, has there, Coach? Has there been a penalty? Yeah, I remember an illegal motion.
I remember the kickoff there was a penalty.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, that too.
There's been a couple movements that they haven't called. Right there, evidently there was one that they thought was worthy. You know, now you gotta start thinking, hey, can I pick up a first down 15 yards, or do I need to get 10 to get me back in field goal range?
Well, I think after that, you saw that kick hit the upper portion of the net. That 40 yards is in Poirier's range.
Yeah, but they're going to need 6 yards to get the 40-yard kick right. Right now, it'll be 46 to 47.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. Shotgun. He's got room. Now he's going to run. No, he's going to keep it. Oh, now he makes a decision to run, and he's going to get down to the 20, maybe the 19. So he gets a lot of it back, and now that's about a 35-yard field goal if that's what they choose to do right here, Coach.
I'd be surprised if they don't kick it right here.
Well, Taz is coming in. That's kind of an indication that they're going to go for it.
Looks like they're going for it. They may try to draw him offside right here and then burn that third time out. 4:42 left.
Yeah, the clock's running. Of course, that could be to their advantage right here, using a lot of the play clock. You don't want to give East Ascension a ton of time or a lot of space on the field. 5 on the play clock. Shotgun. They're going to snap it.
Snap it.
He's looking left. Now he's looking right. Now he throws to the sideline, and it's knocked away.
Nice, great play by 25.
Check that out. 25. Perfect. Joshua Perfect. He's made a lot of big plays this year from that linebacker spot, Coach, and he made that's a game changer right there, potentially.
I think, yep. You know, that's what he saw him, but as soon as he released it, 2 broke open. So it'll be interesting to see if this game is within 3 points. That you talk to David Oliver after the game, and he says, "Man, maybe I should have kicked that."
Possibly. It's one that's debatable. He did have the open receiver though, and that would have got him a first down. But that was just a good play by Burfict. And Dunn rolls out, and he's got Jaquel Mack, and he's got about 7. And so the clock moves at 4:04. They got plenty of time here to make something happen and get downfield and get points, right?
Good job of, yes, rolling out right there. Nice, safe bootleg type of pass. Try to get East Ascension's quarterback in a little bit of a rhythm. They haven't done a whole lot offensively.
No, neither team has done a lot. East Ascension, Santa Ma's moved downfield. They had a nice sustained drive right there. The field goal drive was a 3-yard drive for East Ascension. And they got a first down right there, though.
That's the backup running back.
Yeah, that's number 2, Ja'Cory Mitchell. He's kind of a hybrid, I believe. And so that's a first down. But as I said, Santa Ma's got sustained yardage, and they had a consistent drive. And East Ascension's drive was 3 yards, aided by the shank punt.
Yep.
And that got them the field goal. So East Ascension is fortunate to be hanging around and tied up right now. Has a deep pass downfield, and he's grabbed from behind, and no flag. The ball just a little bit overthrown. They're trying to get it to Mitchell.
Yeah, the referee may have determined it wasn't catchable right there.
Yeah, I don't think that the contact made a difference in the outcome of the play.
It didn't. Much closer than the ball in the end zone that we had earlier. But East Ascension, I don't know if they got 30 yards of total offense, 40 yards total offense.
Yeah, their first 2 drives were 3 and out, and then you had the 3-yard drive for the field goal. So that's what we have so far. 2nd and 10. They did get a first down, and now we have a timeout called by East Ascension. We'll keep it here, and we'll talk about last week's games, as we talked about that a little bit earlier. Santa Ma, they had a 2-game skid against Woodlawn and Catholic, but they came back with the win last week against Dutchtown. East Ascension, they had that huge win 2 weeks ago against Woodlawn, and last week they kind of had the bye week in 5-5A, I guess you might say. And but then the game of the year in that district, Woodlawn, Catholic hadn't lost a game in district in years, and everybody just assumed that the run they were having this season, there was no way that Woodlawn was going to win that game. But guess what? They hung in there all night and beat them.
There's been some great games. Woodlawn, Santa Ma was a great game.
Yep.
East Ascension and Woodlawn, a great game.
Yep.
And we have a great one here, 3-3, and Samuel's back in the backfield.
Oh, that's all.
He was in there last play.
Okay. That's great news. And he's looking Samuel's way, and he just swings it to him. And he's got room and a block. Oh, did not block, but he kind of didn't have to as he was past those guys. So that was actually a good decision by Mac.
That definitely, that's well done. Understanding that, hey, I can't block, just raise your hands, just get in their way, just like a kid when you're trying to, your big brother's trying to get you and you're hiding behind a tree. That's all it is right there.
Well, he had the I didn't do it look, but the thing was, when you do that, you usually did it. Well, he didn't do it, so he didn't have to raise his hand, but I mean, that's a smart play, and that's what Coach Lee likes about this, about playing the schedule that he had. He played a tough schedule against good teams, and he learned how to play good football. And the kids learned by modeling the teams they were playing. And a deep pass downfield, and it's just wide, as you had 2 defenders. But Mitchell had the inside track, but the ball was just not there.
You mentioned that after the Dutchtown game, I interviewed him for the WWL radio football program or show, scoreboard show, and he mentioned about playing the Brother Martins and the discipline that they have and how his kids learn from that schedule that they played.
Absolutely, and you've seen this team grow a lot. And there's a big hole. Samuel cut. First down, 35-yard line. And he just went out with a knee, and he just made a nice cut. They got about 4 extra yards, too, Coach.
A nice run right there. Santa Ma blitz thinking it was going to be pass. And got, the swing pass earlier that Samuel had, when he was swinging out, he was limping, but as soon as he caught it, he was full speed.
And now he's going to get it again. Spin move, 5 yards. This does not look like a guy who's hurt. That's some dedication, and that's what I was telling you about. If you were at the game against Woodlawn, he was not going to let that team lose. And he's hurt right now, but he's making moves. He's going 110%. That's what makes him so good.
He's running hard, and the offensive lineman's feeding off of it.
Yep. You can tell he's a team leader out there, that's for sure. And that pass is incomplete to Mitchell. Scott's kind of bragging a little bit, looks like, there on the sidelines. He's made a couple of nice plays.
You know, he had good coverage right there a couple times tonight. A couple times he was chasing and the ball was overthrown, but that was a nice play right there.
Yep.
At a time when really Santa Monica needed it because EA was starting to feel it on 1st down and 5, tough hard yard run.
Yeah, and they are not in field goal range either right here, so they're kind of in that strange area. And now Dunn, he doesn't know where to go. He's grabbed from behind and he's down. And that's taken down by linebacker Stephen Landry. That was just some indecision right there. He didn't know where the hole was, I don't believe.
Well, I think he wanted to go to the backfield over here, and Santa Monica picked him up. And so therefore he had to make another decision, and by then he felt the pressure, and Santa Monica does a good job of containing him. Defensive end rushed deep and came back.
Clock running. We're at a minute and a half. They're going to go for it, let the clock run. 22 on the play clock. There's about a 128 and 17 are what we have right now. Now down to 13 on the play clock. You can see the game clock on the screen. Taking their time. 5, snap, pressure, blitz, and down goes Dunn.
That's a huge sack right there. Santa Monica sent the 2 backers, but that's a loss of 25 yards. You're talking about if it's an incomplete pass, Santa Monica gets the ball at the 30-ish yard line, and now they're going to get the ball almost at midfield. They got 1 timeout left in a minute and 7. Their passing game is good enough to get in scoring range. They need about 35 yards.
Carter Hall, he was the guy who's on the blitz. He's a backup. You don't. That's the first time I've called his name. We've done about 4 or 5 Santa Monica games, and he had the blitz, and he made a difference on that play. And you're right. Well, they were thinking, they'll get the ball with a minute at about the 30 if we don't convert. Well, guess what? They just got a 15-yard turnaround. 1st and 10, split receivers, shotgun, and that looked like Burfict was right there, but it was a little overthrown for the pick.
He was expecting Luke to run it out, and Luke ran in, I think. You know, we talked about the punter earlier, talking about his 55-yarder. Well, that senior that just had that sack is going to be talking about that.
Yes, absolutely.
25 years from now.
Yep. Remember when I blitzed on 4th down? That's a big play right there.
His kids are going to say, Dad, you were 5'8", 180. You didn't even play.
Well, then that's when he's going to go to EATEL Sports on YouTube. And look, kids, 2nd down. Setting up the screen, caught by Taz.
Oh, got a chance.
That's a good job, though, by the linebacker, I believe. No, that's actually Broussard, the strong safety. He blew that up, and that was the last line of defense.
Good job by Poirier letting them. They run. Santa Monica 3 guys run past.
Yep.
Run past the safety and let him go, and he makes the play.
And that's the last. That was the last line of defense, like I said. And they're letting the clock run, 29, 28. And Taz runs, and it's going to be 4th down. I looked like the right side of Santa Monica's line moved a little bit early. We did not get the flag, but it doesn't matter because Taz is going to be dropped for a loss. And now with 10 seconds left, you don't want to do something right here that's going to cause an incompletion and give them the ball back with about 5 or 6 seconds left and give them a Hail Mary opportunity. But we're going to have a timeout right now, and they're going to talk about it. And let's talk about our halftime while we have that opportunity. We're going to step aside a little bit. We're going to watch the East Ascension Band, of course, and watch them do their stuff. But we're going to have Tracy Swacker in here, right? Jolie Hartman, and they're going to show us all the stuff that happens as part of the rivalry. As I said in the intro, this is not just a football game. It's a golf tournament, it's a fundraiser, it's a pep rally, it's all the stuff. It's a big deal in Ascension Parish if you've never seen it. I drove through Seven Oaks the other day and saw all the houses rolled up with the toilet paper. And there's a punt. Oh, look at this. Oh, did that go out of bounds at the 1? Or no?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
inside the 1. The
that
1
could
foot.
make a difference because they're gonna have to snap this ball. They're gonna have to snap this ball one time, and they're gonna have to get under center.
Well, if you snap it deep, it's 6 seconds. I mean, you can do it a couple times and just kind of overthrow the receiver on the right side. Because if you snap it and you slip or you fumble the snap that you don't normally get underneath center, then you run the risk of the ball falling in the end zone.
Well, they won the Brother Martin game on a forfeit, but when it was originally an 8-7 loss, the difference was a snap over the quarterback's head through the end zone. So they avoid that.
Oh, so they got a little PTSD going on.
Yeah. And so we go to halftime. You thought this would be 3-3, Coach?
I did not think it would be 3-3, but it's been a great high school football game so far.
Absolutely. I'm shocked it's 3-3, but it's been fun. We're going to take a break so we can get the band out here and Tracy and Jolie and the halftime show. So we're going to take a break and come back. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
Daily routines change, but the land stays the same. There's ground to cover, a herd to feed, and you still have to make it back in time to get a clean start on tomorrow. So run with us on a John Deere Gator, because being linked to the land means the work never stops. Nothing runs like a deer.
At Ascension Equipment, save more today and mow tomorrow.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
If you believe in me, I'll be the first one in our family to graduate college.
Mr. Mayor and Mr. Grant. Our next Spartanet senior is Miss Kristen May. She is escorted tonight by Miss Shannon May and Mr. Keith May. Our next Spartanet senior is Miss Lacey Sutton. She is escorted by Mr. Scott Sutton and Mr. Cole Sutton. Our next Spartanet senior is Miss Mackenzie Wilson. She is escorted tonight by Miss Kelsey Wilson and Mr. Kendall. Senior member is Miss Jasmine Wilson. She is escorted tonight by Mr. Stewart. Our last Spartanet senior member is Mr. Malik Stewart. She is escorted tonight by Miss Bridget Ford. For our band and color guard member seniors, our first senior is Mr. Ethan Babin. He is escorted tonight by Miss Kayla Miller and Mr. Davin Miller. Our next band senior is Miss Sarah Boyce. She is escorted tonight by Miss Paula Boyce and Mr. Brad Boyce. Our next senior is Mr. Zachary Grove. He is escorted tonight by Miss Robin Grove and Mr. Lane Grove. Our next senior member is Mr. Markel Brooks. He is escorted tonight by Miss Chanel Brooks. Our next color guard member is Miss Paris Bush. She is escorted tonight by Miss Cherie Grove and Mr. Ronald Bush. Our next senior color guard member is Miss Raven Ross. She is escorted tonight by Miss Brandy Abear and Mr. Nicholas Galati. Forrest Green. He is escorted tonight by Miss Esther Green and Mr. Philip Green. Our next band member is Mr. Ethan Langley. He is escorted tonight by Mr. Ethan Langley and Mr. Ryan Langley. Our next band senior is Miss Riley LeBlanc. She is escorted tonight by Miss Rachel Fontenot and Mr. Glenn LeBlanc. Our next band senior is Miss Dylan Leday. She is escorted tonight by Miss December Leday and Mr. Danny Leday. Our next band senior is Miss Jada McBride. She is escorted tonight by Miss Marie Lemon. Our next band color guard member is Miss Emma McClure. She is escorted tonight by Miss Dolly McClure and Mr. John McClure. Our next band senior is Mr. Nathaniel Macan. He is escorted tonight by Miss Sandy McClure. Our next band senior is Mr. Cade Russo. He is escorted tonight by Miss Michelle Underwood and Mr. Van Russo. Our next band senior is Miss Allie Trinka. She is escorted tonight by Gina Trinka and Mr. Sean Trinka. Our next band member is Miss I'm sorry, she's not on my list. Miss Mar Silva. She's escorted tonight by Miss Kim Silva and Mr. Johnny Silva. Our next band senior is Mr. Wyatt. Mr. Wyatt Smiley. He is escorted tonight by Miss Mary Soche and Mr. Broughton. Our last band member is Miss Alicia Stanga. She is escorted tonight by Miss Angela Stanga and Mr. Conrad Stanga. And that is all our senior members for the night. Thank you.
welcome back to Spartan Stadium. This is Tracy Swacker from East Ascension, and I have with me Jolie Hartman from Santa Maria High School. It's been a really busy week for both of our schools. Jolie, we've had a lot going on. Sometimes it's more than at homecoming, we say, for this week, and it's been a whole lot of fun. So we're going to show y'all a few pictures that we have from both of our schools throughout the week. And we're starting right here, of course, our Gators. Jolie, y'all wear the orange because y'all say we're not scared, and we wear the camouflage because we're on a Gator hunt. This is our golf tournament.
And right here we got some of our golf people that played, our principals, and right here we see Santa Maria High won the golf tournament on Monday. And right here, this is Santa Maria High. Aren't you glad to be a Gator? This is through our hallways. Hey, sorry Spartans, we are not fans this week. And then our art club did that. Here come the Gators, and there go the Spartans. And here we go. Through that is Austin Walls, my office worker, and then here's East Ascension.
We had, sorry Jolie, we called them the Gator Hater Games, and so we did this on Wednesday and Thursday at our school.
And bringing it on down to Spartan Field, a check is being presented.
But these two graduates know the strength of these programs and are evenly matched. Here presenting a $1,500 donation on behalf of Ascension Credit Union, a 1988 year graduate, City of Gonzales Chief of Police Sharman Jackson, and Mr. James Moore, Louisiana's and SBA Small Business Person of the Year at Santa Maria, a graduate of 1988. Ascension Credit Union, a non-profit full-service financial institution, is Ascension Parish's only community financial institution dedicated to serving Ascension Parish residents. Structured as a financial cooperative, the credit union is owned and operated entirely by its membership, by the people of Ascension Parish. For the fourth year in a row, Ascension Credit Union has been voted Best of Ascension, first place as the best credit union, best mortgage lender, and best place to work. For all your financial needs, come by to the best in Ascension, Ascension Credit Union. It's banking only better. Thank you to Chief of Police Sharman Jackson and Mr. James Moore.
And we're back here. This is some of the East Ascension's spirit groups at our shout out, which is always a great fun time. It's very loud. We leave there taking lots of Tylenol, but the kids have a really good time. This is, of course, your East Ascension side, dressed in camouflage and doing our best to bring home that spirit stick.
And here are the Gators dressed in orange through and through. Right here we got some of our spirit groups trying to win the spirit stick, which congratulations to East Ascension for winning the spirit stick for almost, 2-3 years in a row?
I believe it's just two. I believe
okay,
Santa Maria had it
like
for
that.
quite a streak there, but it is a great time. The band is there. Just everybody comes out. The community. It's at night, which is great because a lot of our parents can come. They don't normally, get to come for our pep rallies during the day. But it's a really good time, and the kids, it's a lot of just a good, clean rivalry. I think we all enjoy it. Everybody has friends on both sides, and after it was over, they're all out there in the middle of the Lamar Dixon hugging and taking pictures together, which is a really great thing to see.
I agree. I just love the fact that it is both of our communities coming together to raise money, not just for our schools, but then our canned food drive that we did during the week to help out some of our community members. And it was such a great job both for the Spartans and the Gators to come together to kind of provide for our community and kind of give back. And I think that's such a great thing that these two schools does is provide for our community.
That's absolutely right, and congratulations to the Gators because they did win the canned food competition. They won the golf competition, and I believe they also won the freshman in the JV game. But of course, Jolie and I are both here. We were standing in the end zone together because we are friends ourselves, but we're both pulling for our respective teams on either side. So we're waiting to see how this game turns out tonight. We're currently tied, so the tension is still there. This is the spirit stick. That's one of our yell leaders, Kason Marshawn, there holding up the spirit stick for this year.
And I absolutely love it. And the fact that the shout-out was brought back my senior year and Santa Maria won it, I look at that spirit stick going, it's in the, I guess you would say, just in the hands of somebody that is very proud of it.
And right here you see over the years the amount of money that has been raised for both schools. It really is a phenomenal amount of money when you look at that and see how lucky we are here in Ascension Parish. You know, these games over the course of this season, we have highlighted the new fields. Santa Ma got to play on theirs. For homecoming, we are showcasing our new field tonight. And so just everything the school board does for us, and then, of course, the community and the booster clubs coming out. This is just remarkable. Here you're seeing a live shot of our Spartan mascot there, and everybody's just kind of on tension on end, just waiting because we come back from this tie ball game.
And I love it. I always said, doesn't matter if Santa Ma is number one or last or EA is number one and last. It always comes down to this game. It is going to be close. So I can't wait for the second half and hope everyone enjoys it at home.
That's right. And you are here with the EATEL Game of the Week.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
New inventory arriving weekly at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales. We've got truckloads of inventory en route. Even if you don't see it on the lot, it's on the way during the end of summer sale at Ross Downing Buick GMC Hammond and Ross Downing Buick GMC of Gonzales, like the new 2021 Sierra 1500 on the way at rossdowninghammond.com, rossdowninggonzales.com.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Piku Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Piku proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Piku Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
If you believe in me, I'll be the first one in our family to graduate college.
I'll be the one to change our history of diabetes.
I'll live a healthy life.
If you believe in me, I'll know my worth is more than face value.
I'll be stronger than a weak heart. I'll know 68 pounds carries weight in this world.
If you believe in me,
I'll believe in myself.
Belief in our children can change their future. Our Lady of the Lake Children's Health.
The Title Law Firm has been fighting for our clients to get their best recovery for over 20 years. And now that tradition will continue to the next generation.
Hi, I'm Rick Tata, the newest member of the Title Law Firm.
We understand that it can be frustrating dealing with your claim.
So we're here to help you get what you deserve. If you're seriously injured in an accident, call the Title Law Firm today.
We're not just a face on an ad.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call Title.
Jeff Porsche and Patrick Hemel. We are a couple minutes away from the start of the third quarter. 3-3, Santa Ma East Ascension. It's been pretty evenly matched out here, and you can tell by the score it's been it's been primarily a defensive game. Special teams has stood out a lot, and they've got points, and they've allowed some points to happen, and that's kind of where we are. And again, this is the opening of this stadium for 2021 with the turf field. What are your impressions so far tonight?
You know, it's been. I know when people think exciting, they think of points.
Yeah.
And this game has not had a lot of points, but I think it's been exciting. And maybe because I'm a defensive coordinator-minded kind of guy, so I like big plays on the defense, but they've been big plays on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Santa Ma's moved the football a little better than East Ascension, but Samuel started getting warmed up late in that first half. And, of course, Santa Ma stepped up and made some big plays and stopped them on fourth down with that big sack.
And, I want to point out one thing that we heard at halftime. Santa Ma has given up 3 points against a good team in East Ascension, and they're doing it without their best player, Dylan Carpenter, who hasn't been on the field tonight. He's got a little injury, and so probably not going to see him, and they're hoping to get him back ready 100% for the postseason.
And you also had a backup linebacker make a big play in this game. So when you play in big rivalries, you play in big games, you got to make big plays. And I'm seeing the guy you're talking about across the way over there. He's dressed out. He just hasn't gotten into the game. We've been going back and forth with some trivia. Being as 3-3, what is the most points scored in this rivalry?
I know that the Gators won a game 57-34, right?
Are you cheating? You gotta be cheating. That is correct.
Yes.
That was in 2014. I would have never come close to that. So that's 91 points.
We're not getting there tonight.
We're not getting there tonight. That was my question. That was my next question. What is the least number of points scored in this rivalry?
3-3. Am I right?
So far, 3-3. But that's not final, and it's not going to end up 3-3, I don't think.
What is it?
7-6.
Oh.
1982 right here on a grass Spartan Stadium.
Yeah, and we love the turf, and each one's got their unique thing, and it's great, and it's good to get a little taste of this rivalry. And we were talking about a little taste of this rivalry. Thanks a lot to Loyce and Porter. He got us some pork sandwiches.
A little grilled pork, man.
It was
a little spice, a little pop to it.
So at least one person fed you tonight, right?
Hey. Beggars can't be choosy, man. I'm all about eating.
Absolutely.
I'm always on a seafood diet, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. So, it's we've been well fed out here, like we always are at all the stadiums. But that was good tonight. Thanks a lot, Loyce, and thanks a lot for all the. He's the one that gives us all the roster updates right before the game starts and figure out who's starting and who's not. Well, let's I'm gonna throw out another trivia one. This one might be kind of a little softball question. Or a softball question or two. How many of these games in this rivalry have not been played on a Friday night?
Ooh, I think one.
That is correct. When was it?
I don't remember the year, but I remember reading it. It ended up playing on a Saturday. Was it due to a hurricane?
Nope. No, Katrina, they didn't play.
They didn't play in 05.
It was last year. Saturday night, and it was because of the COVID stuff. They were Santa Ma had a long, extended COVID absence, and they weren't playing games, and so they gave them an extra night so they could get ready and prepare for that, so they'd be at full roster capacity, and so that's why it happened last year.
And that game went in overtime.
What's the longest game in the history of this series?
Last year.
There you go, double overtime.
And you know, if we don't watch it, we may be here a while. You know, kind of like free baseball. We may get a little extra in this contest. Looking forward to a great second half with you, Jeff Porsche.
Yeah. We're ready to go, actually. So let's the clock still says 18 seconds, but I think Santa Ma's going to kick it whether EA's on the field or not. Poirier's ready, man. Look at him out there. He's they're set up, man, and it's still 8-7-6. Well, East Ascension's ready, and this has just been a fast-moving game. You'd expect for a rivalry like a little bit longer halftime show with all the seniors and all the pomp and circumstance, but we're just rolling, man. 8:23.
We talked to Benny Babin at halftime, walked through and asked him a few questions, and he thinks there's going to be some points scored in the second half, which will be said they're going to do a great job of adjusting at halftime, and so therefore somebody's going to have to do a second adjustment in the middle of the third quarter if somebody's successful early in the third.
Yeah, you would expect to see Samuel get some action here in this opening drive of the third quarter to try to get East Ascension the lead. As the kickoff is right up the middle, and a good return to the 32-yard line by Xavier Jupiter. And so East Ascension's going to get good field position to start this second half. You expect to see Walter Samuel. He was injured, and it didn't look good. He was having trouble getting off the field, and then he came back and had some of the hardest runs we've seen all night by anybody. Taz Paul's running hard on the other side too, but Samuel was inspired after he came back from that injury. So 1st and 10. There's Samuel. You see him, 22. First play of the second half. 1st and 10. Samuel cuts outside. Good block downfield by the receiver. Gets him free to the 30, to the 20, to the 15. I want to give Xavier Jupiter some credit. He had a nice block downfield. Watch this block downfield as you see him coming. Look at him taking out number 4 right there. Held on to him long enough. Wasn't a hold. I don't want to say held on to him. Got Vernon Scott, held him up, and that triggered that long run, Coach.
They run counter tray right there, and linebacker missed him in the hole. And talked about open field. That was a good. Santa Monica has to do a better job of tackling in space.
1st and 10 in the red zone. Dunn keeps it to the 15, then out of bounds to the 13.
We talked about adjustments and talking about Samuel. Yeah, he got it. That wasn't a different play. That was just a better execution of the play.
And everybody held their assignments and blocked downfield. And but Santa Monica needs to do a better job of tackling, that's for sure. And they get about 4 on 1st down as Samuel went out of bounds on the 17, and then Dunn took the next play out of bounds at the 14, 2nd and 7.
EA's going heavy.
Yep, the fridge is in the game, and they're under center. And you don't want him to cut outside, or maybe you do. Look at this. Oh, he took a knee down to the 11.
That's an interesting play call right there. I mean, it was 2nd and 7, and they go a short yardage, and they hand it to you call him
the fridge.
The fridge. The fridge has more touchdowns in the Super Bowl than Walter Payton has.
Yes, he does, and he had a 2-point conversion in the Woodlawn game, but he got a couple. 3rd and 5. That was not the way that play was drawn up though, but they still got something out of it. 3rd and manageable now. Pitch to Samuel. On the short side to the 9, that's not enough.
That's not what you would talk about a form tackle, but he hit him low. Number 39 for Santa Monica, playing linebacker.
Yeah, that's number 39.
Brant Zella.
Yeah.
Strong safety playing on the inside.
Kern's coming in. They're going to kick the field goal. They're gonna opt out of the 4th and 2 or 4th and 1.5. And they're going to try a field goal from the 12-yard line or 17-yard line. It's a 27-yard attempt. Left hash, kick is up. Good! And East Ascension takes their first lead of the night, 6-3. Let's take a break. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never, ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
So that was all.
And we're back, 6-3. East Ascension with the lead, and it's a shame Jeff Pyro ain't here tonight. because, first of all, it's the opening of the stadium, and he loves special teams. He loves talking about field goals. He loves talking about the kickers. He's got one kid who kicked for a little while at Lafayette, and then he's got Pearson who's trying out for a long snapper spot. This is a perfect night for him. He's not here tonight.
He's listening, and he's enjoying it.
And the kick is taken at the 7. And to the 25, cuts outside to the 30. DeAndre Taylor, hard to get down. Got a few extra yards, 1st and 10 for Sandoval, trailing for the first time tonight, 6-3, 9:38 in the third.
A nice return right there. You know, the ball kind of hung up. It looked like it was going deeper. And the return was set up to go to the right. Sometimes returner just got to make a decision. Hey, I just got to go straight ahead and get as many yards as he can. He did a great job of, bringing that ball out to the 30-yard line.
So it's 1st and 10, and now Poirier with split receivers left and right. Paul in the backfield. And, he's in trouble. Lee's coming at him, and it's nearly picked off. The initial pressure came from the linebacker, Foster, but then Lee came back, and he had no shot at completing that pass.
Yeah, well, I think he tried to go to that play early to Luke up right across the middle. That quick hitter, and that linebacker was in his face, and he wasn't able to, and he tried to throw it away and nearly threw an interception.
The adjustment that East Ascension made in that second half that made the difference in the Woodlawn game was the pressure. It'll be interesting to see what they throw at Poirier here in the second half, because when they start pressuring the quarterback, they're relentless. Second down, handoff, wrapped up from behind, still gets free for about 3 or 4 though.
Run blitz by the Mike Backer, right in the A gap.
It looked like Lee came from around the end and wrapped him up with a tackle. They're going to say 2, so it's 3rd and 8. But they're definitely coming at him now. We're going to see how Poirier responds under pressure. And when you got Lee and Lambert on the ends, that's a killer combination. 3rd and 8. And they hold them. And by hold them, I mean contain them, not hold. And the pass is incomplete, though, and it's 4th down. So a little bit of pressure on 1st and 2nd down. 3rd down, had time to throw it, but it was incomplete. What kind of pass we saw there?
Yeah. Cole is a little off tonight.
Yeah.
Threw a couple nice passes early and just missing his receivers. You talk about, inches matter, feet matter, little things matter, and he's off just by a tad on his last 5 or 6 throws.
4th down, pressure coming. And I kind of lost that one. The official running upfield past the 40 to the 45.
Wow.
Did he shanked that one as well? He just kind of missed that one?
The glare with the lights in the glass right here, I missed it as well. But obviously, that's not the punt that he had that went out at the foot-yard line at the end of the first half.
Yeah, he's had some great punts, and then he's had some misfires. And now East Ascension's got good field position. They lead 6-3, and they scored on the last possession after a long run by Samuel. Samuel is not in the game now. Ja'Cory Johnson's in the backfield, and he gets it. He gets a few.
Ball's on the ground.
Ball on the ground. Sandoval says they got it. They do. Sandoval football. Ja'Cory Johnson with the fumble recovery. Looks like number 58 for the Gators, Jed Williams. So that ball goes on the ground.
Jed Williams, that's the homecoming king.
Yeah.
That's the king.
Both kings on the defensive line. That's not something you see all the time, right? You had Lee as the homecoming king for East Ascension, the left defensive end. Then you have the tackle Williams right there for Sandoval. 1st and 10 now. Sandoval's got good field position. Ball at the 49 of East Ascension. And a quick pass, and he's still off target. It's picked, no drop. Oh, no, he missed Luke. And Grin Thompson nearly got it. Oh, he's going to kick himself for that one. Let's look at the replay. Right at him, but just couldn't get it.
You know, we talked about Thompson. Was that 44 last year? Was Thompson? Was that his brother?
I'm not 44? Sure. I'm not sure. It might have been.
Seemed like it was Thompson.
Yeah.
But they got a 44 playing Mike Backer. That was playing for him last drive. 43's in there now.
8:17, second and 10. Shotgun. Poirier under pressure. Completes to Luke. Underneath. Gets about 5. So that's a good route to run on the blitz. Just a little underneath route to Luke and gets about 5 yards.
That's a great job by East Ascension as well, though. They, second and 10. They give up 5. That would be like giving up 2.5 on first and second down. Bring up 3rd and 5, 3rd and medium.
Yep.
Good job.
Split left and right. They're on the left hash. Paul in the backfield. Poirier quarterback. 3rd and 5, 7:40 and running in the third quarter. 6-3. Have not seen a touchdown tonight. Who would have thunk it? Shotgun, Poirier, complete, first down.
Sometimes it just takes a quick little throw like that crossing route, easy throw for Poirier to get him back in rhythm. Right there was a nice step up curl route, right on time, right on rhythm, first down.
Perfect timing as he curled in and made the catch. And so now Santa Maria with the ball at the 36, 1st and 10.
They've been down here before, Jeff.
Yes. They didn't convert on a 4th down earlier, but they did kick a field goal on another drive as well. And there's Taz. Cuts, and not much, 2 yards.
Kind of running that like, I'm going to go back a few years, Le'Veon Bell kind of gets the ball, kind of gets into the line of scrimmage a little bit, patient, and tries to bounce it to the outside. Good job of pursuit by East Ascension.
Yeah, that was Jaquel Mack on the tackle, a little shoestring tackle right there, and gets him and held him only to 2 yards. So now it's 2nd and 8.
Mack playing both ways.
Yes, he is. He's a great athlete. He also plays basketball. 2nd and 8. And a play fake. Ooh. Now Poirier's going to keep it. He's got room for a first down and then some. And he's down inside the red zone to the 20. That was a smart play there by Poirier as he had plenty of room on that right side.
Lost contained on this side. There's 25. He's shuffling over and not able to get back for East Ascension.
And he's just jogging downfield. He had easy yards right there until he stepped out of bounds. And let's see, where are they going to put it? That's at exactly the 20, so we've hit the red zone halfway through this third quarter.
Referee stopped the clock. I'm not sure why. Well, he ran out of bounds.
Yeah.
Play clock is still at 14.
And Paul, and he's not going to get back to the line. Oh, maybe he does. No, not quite. The second wave, led by Lambert, took him down right there. You saw the initial penetration right there. I believe that was Lee.
Big push by the defensive line for East Ascension. Kind of the penetration bottled that up right there.
Thomas Lee Jr. was the initial pressure.
Santa Maria trying to be patient, not relying on just throwing the football. I think Santa Maria believes they can throw it because they've thrown it successful.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. That's what they love to do. They love that spread. And it's great having a quarterback like Poirier.
4 seconds on the clock.
2 seconds. Did they get it off?
They got it off.
No penalty. And Poirier keeps it to the 16. And how much of an advantage is it to have a quarterback that's been running that system for 3 years when you come into a game like this tonight?
I think obviously the experience is there. When you started that question, I was thinking of the answer because I thought you were asking me what's the advantage of the quarterback can run.
Yeah, that too.
And I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
And you watch it on Sunday. Drew Brees used to sit back in the pocket, and the defense used to play man to man, and they wouldn't Drew wouldn't run it, and now before Jameis got hurt, he would tuck in and run for some big runs.
Yeah.
And right there, so now you're playing 11 on 11. If the quarterback doesn't run, you're kind of playing 10 on 11.
It's 3rd and 8. And Poirier completes, and Luke is still on his feet. He's got a first down. It's 1st and goal. Santa Monica, you got to like a receiver that's going to take a hit down the middle of the field and keep his feet and keep on going. As you see the hit right there by number 11, Thomas, but he kept his feet. He ain't afraid of anybody out there.
Yeah. Luke's having a good start to the second half, Jeff. He, after that big hit on that kickoff, I think his first half was a little shaky, but in the second half, he's got Poirier back on that crossing route, and that catch right there was big.
1st and goal from the 8. Taz to the 5. I believe that's Broussard on the tackle. So they're going to say, let's look at the spot. The officials coming to that hash.
5-yard line. 6 yard.
6-yard line. So you got 2 on the play. That's the far side of the field that we can't see. We're on, obviously, the home side in the press box. Second and goal from the 6. 3:08, 3rd quarter, 6-3. Shotgun, Poirier pressure, falls down. Oh, that's a big play as the pressure coming from 36, Sidney Joseph from that nose guard position, and he was trying to make a spin move away from him and just lost his balance.
Well, you talk about pressure against Woodlawn, Coach. That's 5. They're rushing 5, so they had to send a backer on that, and able to put pressure on it. Poirier spun out on the replay. They still had contained even if he had spun out of that.
Yeah.
So now you're in a situation, you're down by 3. Are you shooting for the end zone, or are you trying to get a little bit closer for a chip shot field goal to tie this ball game?
We'll see. It's from the 18, 3rd and goal. And a seam to the end zone, picked off. You're trying to get that receiver on the seam route, and nothing doing right there. And that's Kendrick Broussard with the interception. He was the receiver. That was Taz Paul. He beat his man, but Broussard came from that safety spot and made up a lot of ground, had the interception.
That's a great play. They ran 2 out of the backfield, up the seam, trying to split those 2 defenders, and Poirier does a little bit too much air on the ball. If he can stick it in there, you got a chance. Puts a little bit more air under it, and Seven's able to come off and get an interception. Big play in this ball game, 6-3.
So both teams have had a drive in this second half. East Ascension got 3 points. Santa Monica got a pick. First down, Samuel for about 3 as the ball's at the 24-yard line now. As a touchback, the ball is spotted at the 20, so that's about a 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6. 1:55 left to go in the 3rd quarter. This game's flying.
East Ascension obviously has the bigger offensive line. They continue to run the football, and I'm just sitting here waiting for Samuel to break one just because of the wear that the defensive line's taking.
And a quick pass to Jupiter, and Mack with the block gets Jupiter free to about the 30, and that's close. You see Mack right there with a nice block holding up the cornerback.
Boy, it just touches the 30-yard line, so they gave him 10 yards on the first down.
So 1st and 10, with 1:20 left to go in the 3rd. And there's Samuel for 4 one more time. So he's getting 4 yards a carry. Even if he doesn't break one, 4 yards a carry, you're going to keep on moving the chains the rest of the night. And with the lead, you might want to eat a little bit of this clock, don't you think, Coach?
That's what I was thinking. Wear him down, continue to feed Samuel. He's your go-to. He's your horse. You can ride him.
It's 2nd and 7. They're going to give him 3. Samuel, nice cut. Oh, no, he's rolling out. The quarterback, and now he's brought down, and he's sacked.
Yeah. They ran the same action on the last play, on that running play, except he didn't give it. They threw the ball off of it.
I thought that.
You thought he gave it?
I thought he gave it away, and that's Landry and Amadei, the linebackers, and that's the core of that Santa Maria defense. Amadei, Melanson, Landry, we've been calling their names all night, and they don't have to run a play, and they're not going to run a play, I don't think. And we still haven't seen a touchdown, and this is still got a chance to be the lowest scoring game ever, Coach. So let's see what happens. It's 6-3. We're going to the 4th quarter. Let's break, and you're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank Ascension Equipment, Donaldsonville Glass and Body, Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital, Piku Builder Supplies, Ross Downing Chevrolet, Wash and Roll Express Car Wash, Austin Fire Systems, SKR Construction, Walk-Ons for their support of the EA Sports Medicine Program.
It's 6-3, 4th quarter beginning. East Ascension with the lead over Santa Maria, and we're back. And let's talk about this series one more time. We talked about the longest game ever. Coach, how many of these games have gone to overtime?
4.
That's right.
Including last year's contest. You know, we're on the verge of a potential overtime number 5 with a score of 6-3.
So we are about to start this 3rd quarter, and East Ascension in a hole after that sack. And so it's going to be 3rd down and 15. They were getting good positive yardage with Samuel on a couple of quick passes, but the last play just broke down, and quarterback was sacked. And Jupiter throwing downfield, trying to get to Starks, and that play was blown up too. And
reverse pass, Jeff. Santa Maria stays home. Right there, number 6 does a great job for Santa Maria.
And so the punt. Both of these defenses are playing outstanding.
Santa Maria 6-2, East Ascension 5-2. They're within 1 or 2 in the power rankings of one another. It's showing on the field.
Exactly. East Ascension has the advantage in the 5-5A records, but another line drive. Santa Maria has the advantage in the power rankings. So again, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, and a good line drive kick again. Ball to about the 32-yard line. And so this has been a defensive struggle. And the thing I want to bring up is 2 of the big names on both of these defenses we have not seen much of, if at all, tonight. We got Santa Maria with Carpenter, who's nursing an injury, and we haven't seen him. Riante Jones on the East Ascension side, he hasn't played tonight either. And those are 2 big leaders on both defenses, and it's still 6-3.
When I called that playoff game last year, I like calling the name, but it's because he made a lot of plays. Riante Jones on the tackle.
He's got a great football name.
Chris Berman would like it on NFL Prime Time.
That's right. 1st and 10. And Poirier, keeper, cuts inside, 40, 1st down, I think. He gets to the 44, and it is a 1st down. Santa Maria moves the chains. So you got the design quarterback keeper right there. He makes a cut inside right there, and that sprung him for a bunch of extra yards. Eventually he's tackled, but 1st and 10.
You got Poirier, Coach, that, I think last year, didn't he have an interception late in that ball game that kind of sealed it for East Ascension in overtime or get them to overtime?
No, he threw a couple of pick sixes early in the game, and that kept East Ascension in the game and eventually got them the lead. That's what happened. And the pass is complete. and it gets about 8 yards. He had a really hot and cold game last year. He threw the interceptions. Cale Babin had one. Kendrick Broussard had one, and they were both pick sixes. But that final drive at the end of regulation, and he got him in the end zone with about 30 seconds left, and got the 2-point conversion. That was clutch. So he had his good moments and his bad moments last year.
I'm looking at it right there. He throws that pick in the end zone. He probably came to the sideline and said, "Coach, I got this."
Yeah.
And
he answered the adversity last year, and he gets the first down to the 43.
So, he came back that drive right to start this drive with that quarterback run, ran hard, then dropped back. Nice curl route right there. And then, he's trying to lead his team. Another quarterback counter, quarterback trap for the first down. He's trying to beat Dutchtown and Santa Maria his senior year. Correction, Dutchtown and East Ascension his senior year.
Well, I mean, if the winner of this game gets the Ascension Parish title too, going unbeaten against the other two schools. Poirier's pass complete to Taylor to the 37, and that's going to be about 7 yards. It's going to be second and short, second about 3. So you look on the replay there.
Nothing fancy. East Ascension playing off on defense. A little out route. And Cole puts it on the money.
We're inside of 10 minutes.
And the way this game is going, that's going to be 10 minutes in the real world time.
It could be. You still got to start thinking about field goals. They're still about 20 yards away from a reasonable one. Second down, play fake, pass. Oh, that's in traffic and complete. He threaded the needle right there as Taylor makes a catch. And then there's a late flag as I believe East Ascension is going to be called for a late hit as they went back and forth. Let's see if we keep it here. As you see, he gets pushed down right there. He got pushed down after the catch.
Yeah, they've been getting a little chippy on the last couple plays. I don't know if the camera picked it up, but on that punt, one of the East Ascension act like he got pushed and went down to the ground.
Yeah.
And they've been chippy right here. That's a big penalty at this point in the ball game. Santa Monica trying to gain momentum. If you score 7 right here,
at worst get 6. You would have at least a field goal advantage. First and 10 from the 15. And a handoff. Not much.
Paul goes up the middle.
As Paul gets a couple. Just a mass of humanity down there. It's going to be second down and about 8. As we're 8:28, 8:27 left to go. Now we're starting to wonder, is this like a position where are you in your final drives? And you guys are thinking about that.
How many more chances are you going to get down here?
Shotgun, second and 8. Poirier to the 10, to the 5, to the 3, first down.
Very patient on the quarterback counter.
So now the deepest penetration of the night for Santa Monica. First and goal.
Early in the ball game, I told you, Jeff, they're running behind that right side. That's their biggest 2 offensive linemen, according to the chart that we have. They're 2 juniors, the right and left, right tackle and the right guard, and they pull in those athletic left tackle and left guard.
Yep.
Sometimes they're using Oliver, sometimes they're using the guard and tackle.
You see Oliver, number 80. The coach's kid.
6'7", 227.
He is huge. Tall guy. And Poirier wrapped up by the jersey and then pulled down. So he will not get in the end zone. So let's look at a replay right here.
He's very patient. Take the ball to the outside, and they got him by the sleeve.
Keith Thomas. And that's you got to grab and hold on to something until you get the reinforcements. That's what he did. 7-12. left to go in this game. Will we get a touchdown, or will we get a tie game, or will East Ascension make a stand? Handoff. Push.
Maybe one.
Push back. Yeah, there's Lambert again. I believe Mack was down at the bottom of the pile too. As you see an injury coming out right here. Let's see. I believe that's Joseph, the big defensive tackle. That might make a difference as you see him being replaced by number 90, Duan Carter. So 3rd down and goal from the 3. They got down to the 3 and now in 2 plays have not moved an inch. Middle of the field. Poirier, keeper, touchdown!
They gave it to him.
Yes, they did.
If I had any money in my wallet, I would have bet it on 3 keeping that ball right there.
If Swack was here, he would have said the exact same thing. He called all 3 Poirier touchdowns last week, and he reaches the ball over. It gets in the end zone. Touchdown, Gators, and they take the 9-6 lead.
Similar play to what they scored on last week. Poirier had 3 touchdowns against touchdown.
So they do that swinging gate, and let's see what they do. They have to kick this extra point to get it to a 4-point game right here. Don't get cute. Verse J can get this. This is big, a 4-point lead on the line. Line drive. It's good. Oh, it's barely good.
The kicker was holding, or was the kicker kicking?
The kicker was kicking that time. That was Versa J. All right, let's take a break. 10-6, 6:07 left to go. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank Ascension Equipment, Donaldsonville Glass and Body, Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital, Piku Builder Supplies, Ross Downing Chevrolet, Wash and Roll Express Car Wash, Austin Fire Systems, SKR Construction, Walk-Ons for their support of the EA Sports Medicine Program.
So I think that I think everybody in the stadium knew Poirier was going to get the ball right there and keep it, but nobody could stop it. I'm surprised Swack didn't text me out from Notre Dame tonight and tell me that was going to happen. There's a kickoff to the 25, and he breaks a tackle to the 32. Good hard running. Oh, he got down to the 35. How did he get through that?
Good hard running.
Corey Johnson.
Well, scored 10-6. So we own an odd number, actually 2 even numbers, but kind of an odd number for football, Jeff. We may not get that free football tonight.
No, I don't think it's going to happen unless we'll see what if East Ascension can get points here. They can get in the end zone. What they decide to do there, that can make a difference. Possibly 13-13. Hand off to Samuel. He trips. Gets a yard. So it's going to be 2nd and 9 for the 36. Inside of the halfway point in this 4th quarter.
Well, you talked about Poirier when they had the football. Now East Ascension has the football. You got to be thinking Jupiter as the wide receiver if you're in the secondary, and everybody else got to be watching Samuel.
I would think so. Hobby and Starks make some plays occasionally.
Jupiter's the guy back on punts. Jupiter's the guy that's back deep on kickoff.
And he's on the island over there on the left side with Vernon Scott covering him. And pressure. Incomplete. And who's that on there on that pressure? 36?
25. 25.
25. That's Lee Amadei.
He slipped too.
Yep.
That's about the 3rd time. Maybe Jeff Pyron is listening, and maybe he can give us a shout out that maybe the cold weather makes turf a little slipperier then.
I don't know. Maybe it's just that they broke it in today, too. 3rd and 9 from the 36. 5 minutes.
Big play in the ball game.
Yes. And a pass is dropped. And I tell you what, that might have been stripped as a good reach inside and no penalty. And it was a clean reach by Trayshawn Dunn.
Wow. How many is the scoreboard right with 3 timeouts still left for East Ascension?
Yeah, everybody's got 3.
You know, if he catches it, he's right at the sticks.
Yeah.
But that was a great job by the defender, number 9.
Yeah, that was done. He made a big play there. He reached in and just knocked it away, and he did it right. He did it the right way. It was clean. Snap. And it bounces out of bounds at the 38-yard line. So let's kind of reset here with 4:43 left to go. What's on the line here? Santa Monica with a win, and they're already at 10 in the power rankings. They could be flirting with a top 8 seed, which could get you 2 home games early. East Ascension, if they can come back and win, they'll be guaranteed probably a home game next week. They're likely to get one with or without the win, but there's also a district title on the line too. So there's a lot to play for here tonight. This next 4:41 is going to be intense.
Any chance who touches the ball majority of the time for Santa Monica the rest of the ball game?
Well, 3, 2, and 17. That's what you're going to get all night now. Probably 2 and 3 most of the time. And there's 2. Hadn't seen Maurice here tonight very much, if at all. Paul's going the distance, and he doesn't get much right there. No gain, maybe. Maybe he lost a yard. He lost a yard. 2nd and 11 from the 37. 4:22 left to go.
Now it's decision time whether Coach Oliver and Seth Babin, whether they're gonna throw the football and take the chance of stopping the clock, or they're gonna continue to run it and try to force East Ascension to use that timeout as we go under 4 minutes right in.
2nd and 11. And Poirier deep. Oh, and it was in the hands. It was a little high, but it was in a good position for Forbes to catch it.
Deep post route right there. Had an opportunity. Good throw. You know, ever since that crossing route, Poirier has been right on the money.
It was a little high, but he got his hands on it. He could have come up with that. I think he was anticipating a hit, perhaps, too, right there. That's a tough route to run when you got defenders all around you.
Couple drops tonight. You know, the coldest weather we've had all year, and I don't want to blame it on the cold weather, but I mean the ball gets a little slick sometime in cold weather. But these gloves today are so tacky.
Mm-hmm. And not that type of tacky. 3rd down, deep pass, open, caught, 20-yard line, DeAndre Taylor. Oh, that is a big play. Perfect pass by Cole Poirier. And so how does he answer that interception that you were talking about? He drives him right down the field, gets a touchdown, and then he completes that pass to Taylor. Perfect.
That is a big play. Now it changes the whole dynamics for East Ascension because now it's first and 10, almost in the red zone. Clock is running.
East Ascension might consider calling some timeouts here. I kind of expect right here Poirier to kind of hold on to the ball a little bit here. Maybe go back and forth with him and Paul.
Quarterback.
There's a keeper. Yep. And the 15. That's a good 6-yard gain on 1st down. They're halfway to the 1st down spot, and I tell you what, they are in really good shape now. They have East Ascension on the ropes. And they're going to have to start calling timeouts soon.
East Ascension, they need a stop right here so you can use one of the timeouts. You get a 1st down right here.
They're just taking their time. Play clock 13, 12, 2:35. They're on the 16. They got to get to the 11 for a first down. And guess who keeps it?
Poirier. Well, he squeezed something out of nothing right there, Jeff.
Yes, he did. And he probably got a situation where it's 3rd and 1. And so now East Ascension's got to call their timeouts, and that's what they're going to do. And so let's talk about the other games this week that are happening. Of course, there's only one game left, and it's a foregone conclusion probably, McKinley and Woodlawn. It's a tough night for Dutchtown last night, 49-7. They just went vertical, and that receiver that they've got is just incredible.
Yeah, you haven't heard a whole lot about Catholic High's quarterback, sophomore, 19 of 21 last night, school record 352 yards. I'll look for him to get some ink in the by colleges here pretty quick. This game right here, Coach, I don't know if Santa Mo's tendencies, but watching the game, we talked about them running right. Well, they've gone left the last 2 plays.
Yeah.
Sometimes you develop tendencies on purpose just so you can break them when you need to break them.
Exactly. Keep the defense on its toes. And now it's 3rd and 2, 2:18 left to go. This might be the play of the game. A first down won't seal it, but it's going to come pretty close. Keeper.
First down.
1st and goal, Santa Ma. And now you have 2 timeouts left for East Ascension. And so the clock is going to run. If they don't use it right here, that's going to get to about 1:30. And then they use their timeouts on 2nd and 3rd and hope they don't give up points. You're looking at it maybe about a minute.
Oh, what you got? 2 timeouts left?
Yeah. Inside of a little more than a minute, depending on what happens here. First of all, they got to keep a touchdown from happening, or else this game is going to be over. And the quarterback rolls out, and he just slides down. And I think they're content to just run the clock and maybe kick the field goal and make it a touchdown lead. Considering that I guess they'll play the odds on that East Ascension hadn't scored a touchdown all night.
I'm not convinced that Santa Mo's going to kick it. I think they go for it.
That would give a lot more real estate.
Because if you kick it, you got a chance of getting the field goal blocked.
Yeah.
And then you scoop and score, and then you lose by 3. Or if you don't kick it, if you do kick it, they need a touchdown to beat you.
Yeah.
If you don't kick it, they still need a touchdown to beat you.
Mm-hmm.
So they would have to drive the length of the field, and they haven't done that all night.
They'd have to go about 90 yards in about 40 seconds, by my math.
So it's 2nd down.
2nd and goal.
They got 1 timeout left.
Yep.
So this play will end at the 120 mark. And then Santa Ma can't stop it. So it'll be 40 seconds.
They have 40 seconds and 90 yards to go, depending on what happens here.
They got 1 timeout left. I forgot what I just asked.
They have 1 timeout left. They're going to use it on 3rd down.
They're going to use it on 2nd down right here.
Well, they've already used the 2nd one on 2nd down, so they're going to use the 3rd one on 3rd.
The stick says 2nd down.
Yeah, it's 2nd down. They've already used it. They use their 2nd one on 2nd down. And Poirier to the 5.
Nope, 7.
So let's see. I think they have that last time. It says that they have 2 on the clock, but I think they've used 3.
I think this is that last one right here.
I think there's a mistake on the scoreboard here at the stadium. That there's 1:16 left to go.
So they're going to run. They're going to run this play. 1:16. Santa Ma EA can't stop it. So if they don't score, it goes inside of, like you said, about 40 seconds.
Yeah.
And that'll be 4th down. Santa Ma will probably call timeout with 1 on the clock.
Yep.
Make sure they got the right play. And I would think they go for it on 4th down if they don't score right here.
Oh, absolutely.
And then if they don't make it, East Ascension's got to go 90 plus.
In less than 40 seconds. And you know something that we hadn't talked about yet? It's a 116 away from being 21-21 in the all-time series. How about that?
That's why it's a rivalry.
Mm-hmm. Man in motion, Taylor. And Poirier keeps it, and that didn't fool anybody. But they weren't really worried about that. And now the clock's gonna run, and like you said, they'll take it down.
40 seconds, so it's gonna be 25 seconds.
So let's see, 35, 25, 20 seconds left when they get the ball. Now, you're gonna have 22 that can break a play no matter where you are on the field. But every eye's going to be on him. So Santa Mar is probably, like you said, they're going to call a timeout right here. And so let's take a look at the top 10 here in 5A because we haven't looked at that yet. And these could be some potential opponents possibly for Dutchtown because they're going to be in the high 20s most likely or mid 20s. So they're paired up with Acadiana as of this morning, but that's going to change after tonight. But a lot of these teams are potential opponents for them. West Monroe at 5-3. Who would have thought that? But Zachary, they're 10-0, and Catholic High they're 9-1, and Acadiana they were 0-2. Now they're 7-2.
The top 10 always doesn't match the power points. Obviously, Brother Martin won't be that high.
Yeah.
That's where they should be. But Brother Martin, Catholic, Jesuit, maybe even Bird. Does Bird play in the select?
Yeah, Bird's in the select.
So 4 of those teams in the top 10 will be select.
So you won't be facing them in any of the Ascension Parish schools. They decide for the field goal. Look at this. That would be a 28-yarder and short. Well, it didn't hurt them.
They get the ball at the 20-yard line, so they gain 6 yards on the play.
Mm-hmm. It didn't hurt them, but it looked like they got a hand on it.
I think I mentioned that to you.
Yeah. But it all comes out in the wash. It didn't hurt them. So now East Ascension, and again, a higher power ranking is on the line. A share of the district titles on the line. The pride points in this series are on the line. They don't want this series to be tied up after tonight. And there's Dunn. And out of bounds, incomplete. And no flags.
Nope.
So it's
that was good coverage.
Yep.
Ball wasn't catchable. Ball was out of bounds. That took 6 seconds on the clock. They're trying to get a little bit of a height advantage.
Yeah. He's got a good arm. That was a nice heave downfield. He threw that probably about 45 yards in the air. 15 seconds left, 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Screen.
And there's Samuel. Cuts outside. Got room to the 50. And he looks out of bounds at the clock with 5 seconds. Now they got the Hail Mary shot.
Well,
he was just making sure for a second. You saw him peek at the clock. He wanted to make sure that he was making the right choice, so there was still time on the clock.
That was a good play call.
Yep.
Good execution.
And now, does Santa Mar call a timeout?
Clock is running.
It shouldn't. It's out of bounds.
No, the play clock. The play clock running.
Oh, 15 seconds. He's okay. Does Santa Maria call a timeout right here, though? They don't.
They do.
Okay. Not a surprise. And so, about the only thing we haven't talked about, we got to give SWAC a shout out. So let's go to the middle school thing while we got a second, since we didn't talk about it. And I'm disappointed in SWAC. He didn't win this week. Galvez had a bye. They're going to win the parish title, though. Lowry beat Lake. Prairieville, I was at that game. They beat Santa Maria 14-6. It was a very close game. Central beat Bluff. Gonzales just barely over Dutchtown, 16-14. That must have been a good one. And so I believe next week SWAC has one more game, and then they're going to claim the title most probably.
SWAC and Benny Babin calling it over there at Galvez still?
I believe so. Now Central, they played Central. Central is the other team that's done really well this season. But they won the head-to-head, and I believe he said it was on a two-point conversion. I think it was 8-6, I believe he said the score was, or 8-7 or something like that. So the season came all the way down to that, but they got the tiebreaker. So Hail Mary, that's all they got. And token pressure, not much. But he's looking.
Holding on the defensive end.
At downfield.
He caught it.
But we're out of time.
Out of time.
Game over. No, wait, flag.
They called holding. That's the ball game.
Ball game, flag on the offense. And Santa Maria wins, and this series is tied at 21-21.
It's been a good one, Jeff Porsche.
Oh, yeah, I loved it, man. This is my second taste of it, and I'm ready for more. So our final score is 10-6. Santa Maria wins, and they're going to go to 7-2, 3-2. East Ascension is 5-3, 3-2. So they finish in a tie for third place. And if you want to be technical, unless something strange happened, Woodlawn won district because they had the tiebreaker over Catholic. Catholic didn't win district this year. How about that?
Yeah, Woodlawn pulling for Santa Maria tonight. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely. And I can guarantee you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, but then again, maybe I'm wrong, Santa Maria will have a home game next week. So we may be out there next week. East Ascension might have a home game as well. So we'll have to test and find out what happens there.
So David Oliver goes to 6-8 all time.
This is one of the biggest wins that he's had. I mean, you had the undefeated seasons, and those were big. But this could be playing for. If this win gets them to 8, and you can get 2 home games, then that's a game changer as well. And so Santa Maria is going back to their fans in the stands. It looks like East Ascension was waiting for the handshake, but that's not going to happen tonight. So they're all going to go back to their sides and be done tonight. And so I guess we're going to be done tonight.
Three game winning streak. East Ascension ends tonight.
Yeah, they've been had the upper hand for a while, and Darnell Lee very rarely gets a loss in this series, but he had one tonight. And so our final score is 10-6. Santa Maria with the victory. We will have a game for you next week. We will give you details when we know. By Sunday, the brackets will be out. We expect to be at Santa Maria or East Ascension or both. We'll find out next week. So thanks for watching. It's been a great season. Thanks for being with us all season. Thanks to SWAC. Thanks to Jeff Pyron. Thanks to our whole production crew. And thanks for covering me while I was sick this year. And thanks for joining me tonight.
Hey, my pleasure, man. Friendship's been great.
Yep, I love it. So that's it. 10-6 our final. You have been watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.